tastes like heaven. Wheat and pasta and it.
Alright, let's start it there.
Yeah. We've ended careers before. They call us a lethal weapon. You brandish an unsheathed sword. Plain hero, Roroni, Kenshin. We kicked it outside of your door. Use the one who will get to 7. Where was that? Bravado. You had a hot minute ago. Hey, we got ups, but I wouldn't say we beef. How the saying go, it's a two-way street. Leave me on the pipe and you know they had a tweak. I'm just trying to lay my name, you get what I'm speaking. We entertain the masses and anywhere the weekend. There's some asshole think that he can press the lead and put the whole squad down, get out within the weekend. But we stars, boys, so continue going see. We've ended careers before. They call us a lethal weapon. You brandish an unsheathed sword. Plain hero, Roroni, Kenshin. We kicked it outside of your door. Use the one who will get to 7. Where was that? Bravado. You had a hot minute ago. Talk big game till you load it 8-1. Catch your nails on this track's another freight ton. Not a single dub, so you gotta make one. Yeah, domino, trying to cook some great stuff.
You can keep ducking, this be the season, but how can we down and you and our pressures while casually pressing your buttons? You keep pretending and nothing, but we can tell you we frontin', try threatening us with a poker, but your face looking all tough, and we calling out all your bluffs, and we telling you what is what, and we saying enough's enough, but you trying to keep acting tough. If you really think that you run, let me tell you, you ain't gon' run, cause the song will be nothing speakers, and the whole team finna pump it, y'all.
We've ended careers before. They call us a lethal weapon. You brandish an unsheathed sword. Plain hero, Roroni, Kenshin. We kicked it outside of your door. Use the one who will get to 7. Where was that? Bravado. You had a hot minute ago. Wheat and pasta in your hood. It tastes like heaven. Wheat and pasta and it good. Yeah. Thunderstorms, ending worlds, gods of war, clashing swords again. Thunderstorms, traveling hordes, gladiators, torn apart again. You won't find mercy, I'm afraid. Thunderstorms, ending worlds again. Live or let die, there's no escape. Gods of war, clashing swords again. They saw me as a joke, the lowest of lows.
Alrighty. Chat, you're gonna have to forgive me just a little bit here. I'm still pulling up shit because there is so much stuff that is happening tonight. There's quite a lot of stuff that's happening tonight.
Look, I tried to stop them. I tried to at least get them to put on gloves, but they're just going knee deep in it. They're
I
pulling out
am.
all the shit, guys.
I am. There's a lot, chat. Like, 30 minutes. Okay, so I need to let you guys know that I'm working on a video. Which I don't really make a lot of video. Well, I try to. I'm kind of back and forth on making videos, but I'm working on a video, a very fun, very special, very cool video. I started writing a script. It has almost 2,000 words on it now. In the hour that I did it, and that's mostly just the intro. So that is something I'm working on. It will probably take me a little while to make because it requires a lot of filming after I do the writing. Thankfully, a lot of the sources that I'm going to cite for it are very easy to find. I just need to like not be lazy and find them. But yeah, I'm working on a video. I'm very excited for it. How special is it? It's It's definitely it's going to be a content cop. Yes, exactly. It's going to be a content cop of the VTuber space, in the VTuber space, not of the entire VTuber space, but it is going to be about a VTuber because we don't have a VTuber content cop. I am not going to wait for one. I thought about it, maybe just being like, maybe we'll wait for a VTuber to come along and do that. But I was like, no, I'm gonna do that. We'll insert the Thanos meme here.
That makes it good too, because with you as the content cop, you can be my bailiff for content court.
Oh, there we go. There we go. No, yeah. So like my plan here, hold on, just give me 1 second. I'm gonna pause the music and then start that music. My plan, chat, is to start doing kind of like we're going to be doing content cops on the VTuber sphere. Me, myself, basically. Akko's Thanos moment. Kind of. And so that's something I'm working on. It's going to take me a while. You should probably forget that it's going to happen. Well, don't forget, because I need you guys to also be like, hey, when's this coming? But like, it's one of those things where it is now my main focus behind the scenes, but other stuff can't really suffer as a result of it. The content cop mantle is cursed. Don't worry, chat. As far as I know, I haven't like got weird allegations behind the scenes. Yeah, don't worry. I've got a witch right nearby me right here, so
Yeah, what's up? Pagan Druid right here.
I don't think I'm gonna have to suffer that harshly. I do plan to make sure that everybody knows that
I might have to fight a few demons, but don't worry, guys. She'll be good.
Exactly. Here, I'm going to turn you up just a little bit. I think you're not out. There you go. You should be loud now. But like, no, thankfully I don't got any weird skeletons in my closet that I have to worry about. Do I like to smell feet? No, I don't. I do not. It's a weird rumor that was started with Lumi, and she's still denying it. I imagine she'll come around eventually. Excuse me. Apparently, we're supposed to call her Larry now. I don't want to like impede on her gender assignment.
And Larry from Liverpool?
No, Larry from Leisure Suit Larry.
Oh, Leisure Suit. No, okay.
Yes, there's actually silly AI art of it in her server.
Oh my god.
But anyway, getting back to the point here, chat, is yeah, I'm working on a content cop. This is something that I've wanted to do for a while, where I've thought about it and I've been slowly obsessing over the idea of it because I was just like, this is something I wanted to make. So we're gonna make one. I do think that it will be pretty cool, pretty decently big, and I think some people will like it. And I think you guys will like it. I think some people will probably be surprised with who I will be talking about. I'm not gonna obviously say who I'm gonna be talking about, but I will just say that some people are going to expect it, some people are not going to expect it, and as with all content cops, some of them will upset people, but a lot of people will probably also be okay with it, if that makes sense. So with that in mind, that's something in the back burner. I've written a lot of the beginning script. All my notes for like the acting is just do stuff in VR chat, which will probably take the longest to figure out.
It's probably a little bit better in my volume.
Huh?
Is my volume better?
Oh no, yeah, I turned you up because my thing was low. Tell us who the content cop's going to be on. No, I can't. Because here's the thing. If I tell you who the content cop is going to be on, they're going to probably go into hiding. So I can't do that.
Look, detectives and cops don't reveal information to the public about active investigations. And I'm speaking as a content judge, okay? So they're doing their job, and I'm doing it by the letter of the law. So I'm sorry, everybody. You're going to have to wait and be surprised.
Pretty much. So you guys will have to wait. I'm going to start working on the research for it this next week. I need to pull together video. I already have like one of the videos pulled together for part of it. But like, and again, like I said, a lot of the reference material going to be very easy for me to do. Very, very, very easy for me to do. Some parts of it going to be harder than others, but I already have like a good chunk of what I want to do already in front of me, basically. So with that out of the way, how's everybody doing today? How are you doing today?
Me?
Yeah.
I didn't fall asleep until like 4 a.m., so I'm a little tired, but I'm good.
That's good. Can't wait for the Mizu expose. Well, see, if I did a Mizu expose, there really wouldn't be much to write. He's inflammatory and he's an asshole. There you go. There's the content cop. There really isn't anything I can really say about him, chat. For the most part, Mizu is just fine as a content creator. You know, so no, I got nothing to say about that. As a pseudo-employee intern of Eva, I approve of this statement. Oh, there you go.
Look, guys, Mizu is like, he can't even be called stinky because he's a
puddle.
freaking water VTuber.
Exactly.
So like, yeah, he's a puddle. So like, what you the exact like? I'm sorry, ain't nothing you got on him that's gonna stick.
Pretty much. Anyway, I hope everybody's had a good week so far. I've had a decent week so far. I wanted to make 4 videos again this week, but then with everything with the camera and stuff happened, and I kind of like had to restructure what I was thinking about with some of the content. And so I put up the videos that I already did. I mean, like I had, what was it? I've had 3 videos so far this week, so that's still pretty good, right? Oh wait, no wait. Okay, hold on.
That's really good.
Hold on. I think I am gonna have 4 videos this week. My apologies. See, chat. Like I'm kind of scatterbrained because I've been doing shit all day. I only had time today to really play Repo with some friends, and I didn't do much else today.
You've been cooking.
I have been. Let's see. I did a video on the 28th, one on the 29th. Technically, I did a second one on the 29th, but that's the new member video. Chat, I made a member video. Do you guys want to watch the member video? We need some like pre-stream stuff, so we're gonna put on that. So I made a new member video, and you guys will only see it if you're not a member of the channel and you click on join. But I'm gonna show it to you all right now because it's a cool video. Then of course we have the video that I produced today, which is the perpetual victim of the internet, Niara, which is doing pretty decently right now.
I saw that.
What did you think of it? I'm kind of curious.
I like it a lot.
Good, I appreciate that. Thank you.
And I don't think you were like overly harsh on them either, Sal.
I try to have a good balance of saying, hey, you should like course correct, but also be like, because here's the thing, like as somebody who went through a lot of the same experiences they did as a child, I can understand a lot of where they came from. But by the same token, I also think that they try to wash away a lot of their actions as like trying to blame other people, and I don't like that. I don't like that whatsoever. So when possible, it's just like I'm going to offer critique, but otherwise, you know. So I feel like it was pretty fair. There is going to be one more video tomorrow. So hey, there we go, 4 videos a week and 2 weeks in a row. And the video is going to be the full interview that me and Niara had. It is 2 hours and 45 minutes long. And I imagine, and the only reason...
goddamn shit on a sandwich.
Yeah, it was pretty damn long. And the only reason why it is that long is because we just talked for a while. So it'll be for people that are interested in the full interview. I know that Niara is a person that is a talking point. And what I wanted to do, and I'm 100% gonna be out and honest with you guys right now. I originally was like, I never want to talk about Niara ever again, because I felt like doing so was bringing more attention to an individual who did not deserve that attention and did not really need to have their face put out there, because the more you put their face out there, the more chances they have to grow. And I feel like it was a bit stupid of me to say that, because they weren't going to go away. They are somebody that, like with a lot of individuals on the internet that are like that.
I mean, look, you let somebody else open the door now. That's commendable of you, because I'm not getting Like, you basically want, I'm not going to give this person a platform a spotlight,
Yeah.
but if they end up finding one on their own, that opens the door for you to comment on it without you, like, implicitly platforming them, then
Yeah.
all power to you. You like, made sure to stick true to your beliefs. I was like, look, I don't want this person to blow up in popularity, but if, despite my actions to prevent it, they just do that, then yeah, it's free game to talk about.
Yeah. No, yeah. Pretty much. And I think part of me just like reached a point where it's just like when something like breaks and you're like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna renege on that. And that's what happened. Is like I saw how people were talking about it. I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna talk about it. We're just gonna talk about it because fuck
honestly,
it.
still my favorite clip, and I need it like saved. But I love when Asmon first goes to listen to a Miata clip, and like he gets maybe half a sentence in, and he just stops, looks at the screen, and like his eyes widen in the most like the horrific way that I've ever seen. It's so amazing.
Yeah.
Because his face represents everything I think. Like everything, everybody reacts to Niarl in the same way, like be it externally or internally, and Asmon's face was that reaction.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I think I remember that. If you find that clip, you need to send it to me because I would love to save it myself.
Absolutely, well, it's still fucking good.
No, yeah, for sure. But yeah, like Niara is just an individual where I was like, I really don't want to provide a platform to this person. But now that they've got that platform and Asmongold is paying attention to them, I'm just like, you know what, I don't care anymore. I have decided that I'm going to full on just when they say something stupid, I'm just going to talk about it. I'll bring it up and say, this is dumb, this is really stupid, and all that kind of shit. And so far, the video is doing pretty good. I have one random person in the comments that's spamming, and one of my only rules that I'm kind of serious on is no spamming. So I'm debating if that person should like have their stuff deleted because it's just like I don't like spamming. Like if you wanna get mad and post,
or at least muted.
Yeah, something like that. But it's just like I don't. I am fine with critique and criticism. But like when you post multiple comments in a thread, that's a lot. It's quite a lot. So I don't really enjoy it. Protect the kids. Amen. 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 Man-made horrors beyond my comprehension. Yes, Asmongold is that. I'm a bit soft-spoken. I mean, I'm only soft-spoken because of my how I've grown up as an individual. So I tend to have more sympathy for people like that. But my sympathy is very easily taken advantage of in these situations. And with Niara, it's just like, you don't got sympathy for me anymore. It's all gone. Anyway. Chat, let's watch my new member video that I made. I made this like in a day. I really enjoy it. I think you guys will really enjoy it. I didn't include music, which is kind of... I wish I did include music. I forgot to, and then I uploaded it. But I still feel like what we got is just as good. So we're going to listen to this here. Hi there. If you've ever been interested in supporting your Oshi that happens to be a weird autistic person, you're in luck. Memberships on MommaOcco is perhaps the most direct monthly way to support my channel and the content I make. By joining, you are becoming part of the Grand Yippee Alliance. It's a union. Hang on a moment. Currently, I have a few tiers that you can take advantage of. The first is the Gyat Initiate. This allows you to watch previous live streams that I've done that get turned into videos later. It also allows you to get emotes and occasional member shoutouts. The second tier is Gyat Elite. In this tier, you get access to member-only live streams where I either play games with members or sing horribly. You may occasionally get bloopers from other stuff too when they happen. The third and current highest tier is the Gyat Uber tier. Very inventive, I know. In this tier, you get access to the Lucky Entertainment Minecraft server, where I occasionally pop in with my Tism having an itch for building. That's currently happening right now, by the way. Also allow member call-ins with this tier as well. If you guys want to play Minecraft with me, I'm doing it right now. So why not become a member today? No matter what kind of support you choose to offer, I and the lovely Yippies are very grateful to you. Also, I really like, this was kind of like a last-minute thing that I thought about doing, where one Yippie is rolling the tire and another one's kind of in it. I felt like that was I thought that was kind of cute. I thought that was really good. I thought it was pretty good. But there you go, chat. There's the new channel trailer. Or not channel trailer, membership trailer. So if you're interested, all right, if you're interested in becoming a member, that is what you will see. So that will be very exciting. Become a member so the Yippee can eat. Yes, the Yippee would love to eat something for dinner. She would very much appreciate that. So yes, there you go, chat. Consider that my my big.
And remember, every membership is a meal for the Yippee, so the Yippee doesn't cannibalize the egg Yippee.
There we go.
Because that is what happens if memberships aren't met. Like,
exactly.
Look, you can either feed the Yippee or let them become cannibals.
That's a pretty big deal. Oh man, that's a. I didn't think about that, but yeah, there is a egg Yippee, and she would like to stay not eaten. Or it's a Guatemala Yippee, I think is what it's called. I don't know. Anyway, so that's the new channel trailer. I hope that you guys thought that was cute. Yippee being fed. Sadly, it's broccoli. Yeah, sadly, it is broccoli. The Yippee is so upset when it is broccoli. So it's very unfortunate. Very, very, very unfortunate. Anyway. I unfortunately don't have a silly little sound clip for this, but chat, we are going to talk about the very notorious and very evil lawyer, Pope man of the internet, Nicholas Robert Rekieta.
Oh my god, Rackety Crackers, I'm gonna give you this.
Do you have something? Please tell me.
Hold on, I have it saying.
Oh boy.
Oh my god, it's so good. It's my favorite freaking meme my community has ever made.
Oh, I'm so excited. Excited. While you're looking for it, I need to send something to somebody. Give me one moment. Oops. There we go.
Okay, here we go. It's always sunny in Minnesota.
How do you handle the Yippee? Oh, is it like got like music or something?
That's like, no.
Okay, good. Where is this?
It's just a picture. I put it in general.
Oh, yeah. No, I can show that. That's not a big deal.
That's Rackety Crackers.
Here, let me. That works. Here we go, chat. Ralph Suisse and excitement. Yeah, so chat, today we are talking about Rick Nikita. All right. So here is some brief updates for people. If you aren't like somebody that gets in the trenches and tries to find something to talk about with Rekieta every single day, I am here to provide you the update that you guys are going to be very interested in. So since last we talked about Rekieta, I believe since last time he was still in court over his arrest that he had gotten. For those that don't know, Nick Rekieta, very disgraced law tuber on the internet, used to stream to over 10,000 individuals during the Johnny Depp trial, now streams to a little over 500 individuals on a good day. He was caught by the police having cocaine in his house with, I believe, up to 5 children that live with him. It was also discovered that his mistress, Erin Amholt's wife, was also in that vicinity. And it's basically legal knowledge now that Nick Rekieta himself is a cuck because of having this mistress in his house. I'm not kidding. There is like some form of legal paperwork that talks about the alleged relationship between Nick Rekieta, Erin Amholt, and his wife.
I mean, there's a little bit.
Yeah, it's like not a lot.
But really, like a lot. What happened was Nicholas Robert Rekieta, after a number of concerning streams and concerning things that what are known as mandatory reporters saw people in their lives, so like Castor or other members of the community saw rackets was then the kids weren't looking very good. They made a report and basically it amounted to rackets being pulled, going like crazy over the speed limit. But while he was pulled, they initiated a search warrant. Had to work for his arrest on his house. He wasn't at his house. He was being used on with the cop that pulled him.
Yep.
And then the cops showed up at his house, went in, and they found 26 grams of cocaine.
Was it 26?
At the time, which means that it was probably less. Yeah, it's probably less because they weighed it in the containers that they came in, and those containers weigh something as well. So I'd probably say around 18, 20 grams. But Yeah, it got bad. CPS got involved, and the CPS case dropped, and then it amounted to Nicholas Robert Rekieta here pleading guilty to 3 counts.
Yes.
Which is possession of third-degree possession of narcotics in less than 10 grams, possession of a firearm while being a user of a controlled substance, and endangerment of a child in relation to possession of a controlled substance. So those are what Nicholas Robert Rekieta has been convicted of as he pled guilty to them.
Pretty much. And he was like sentenced to basically like, I don't know if you would call it like a suspended
30
sentence.
days in a county?
Yes. Yeah, he was sentenced
I don't know that his sentence was suspended yet.
Okay. But he's like on 5 years of probation. So basically he can't fuck up for 5 years.
5 years of probation. He can't drink alcohol even.
Yep.
Like he has to he's basically the state's bitch for the next 5 years.
Pretty much. Now, there is some funny little stipulations about this.
The kids are okay, reportedly.
Yes, the kids are reportedly back in his possession and are okay. So there are some interesting stipulations to this that I don't know if you heard. But basically, while he is not allowed to do drugs or drink of any kind, he is still allowed to take his narcolepsy medication. And his narcolepsy medication, if he is randomly tested, will show up as a form of controlled substance because I really don't know what goes into it.
Yeah, it's a false positive.
Yeah, so like he basically is like going to show up as positive even though he won't be. So
no.
It really is.
They have more specific tests that they will utilize to determine to get around that.
Pretty much.
False positive.
Pretty
They're
much.
not just go, oh, okay, here you go. No, they'll give him another test that actually specifically tests for the substance that would normally false positive on a general screening. So like, oh no, he can get. Oh no, he can't. Trust me, guys. He might get away with like I heard he was doing whippets or something. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I have no idea.
So people.
But I heard he was doing whippets.
Yeah, people are alleging that Rekieta was doing something called galaxy gas, which is basically just whippets. And the proof for this is like there are times where he would come back from a break onto a case and he would sound like completely out of it. And people are like psychoanalyzing like what it sounds like after somebody does whippets, and like it sounded like that. There's also like,
so if it sounds like over speculation,
excuse me, it probably is. But the other thing that people are noticing is his fingers are slowly turning blue. And when people's fingers turn blue, that's sometimes a sign of, so what people are thinking is his fingers are turning blue, meaning that they're not getting enough oxygen to them. And typically, and some people are saying, oh, because of that, that's kind of like a sign that like he's doing whippets or galaxy gas because it is like affecting your body in some form. I have
bad circulation. My fucking fingers can turn blue sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't do whippets. So no. Next, please.
Well, I mean, like, true, and that's fair. Look
at the pictures of Nicholas Robert Rekieta. He's about as real thin. Like, I'm 110 pounds wet, but this dude, he's like not much more, and he's a guy. He should have much more meat, muscle, everything on him.
Right.
So the fact that he has a circulation problem, not beyond the realm of like reasonability to me, and it's not enough by itself to prove, quote unquote, that he's doing whippets.
No, for sure. And I agree that like you can't say that because he's allegedly doing one thing that this is actually what it is. It's more just like everybody is like going to continue psychoanalyzing him as an individual. Some things are going to be like clear cut. Some of them are going to be instances where he can say, oh, you Kiwi figs are all dumb and retarded. You guys don't know what you're talking about. And it's just like, yeah, some of it you can probably say that. Other bits of it is just like, okay, man, you're definitely coping over some of the details over here. But one of the things...
Over speculation led to the correct prediction that he was swinging Anna. No, he fucking exposed and revealed that himself.
This is true.
That wasn't over speculation. That was us just watching his streams.
No, yeah, for sure.
He freaking admits to it. He strings and sends pictures from a freaking swinger camp. Like, no, he just showed it off. It wasn't something that we were able to pick up because the nuances were so... like hard to know. No, that's not what happened. He just showed us what he was about, and it was disgusting.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, for sure. But yeah, so one of that's basically what's happened to Rekieta, chat. He can't fuck up for 5 years. He's not allowed to get drunk. He's not allowed to drink. All that kind of stuff. And he has like 30 days in lockup, and I don't know when that's going to happen, but I imagine it'll happen at some point within the next year.
I think he was supposed to report. Actually, I think. Let me see here, because I brought it up. I was talking Raging Bull earlier, and we brought up his sentencing because that was the last video that I didn't produce and uploaded like I do most of the lives.
Yeah.
Here we go. The fifth date. Hold on. Down a little bit. Down a little bit. I said down a little bit, bitch. There we go. Okay. So he was supposed to report. Defendant is sentenced. Defendant for start date August 1st, 2025.
August 1st. Okay.
He is supposed to report on August 1st for 30 days in county. Actually, it's with 2 days, so 4 weeks.
Okay. Yeah.
He's supposed to spend 4 weeks in county starting August 1st.
Awesome. Well, there you go. There you go. There you go, chat. So that basically, yeah, he will still have to go serve those 30 days. My assumption is going to be that, like,
he could get a suspended sentence. It could be just waived because if he's a good boy. But I will say, any of these videos of him looking like that behavior, appearing that way, and especially some of his tweets recently, I've seen some straight up just, dude, why are you defaming people? Yeah. Again, you've lost the last 2 defamation cases you were involved in. Stop doing that. But they're going to look at that, and that will determine whether or not the judge will decide, you need to go in county for 28 days. Or, you know what, I'm going to waive that because you've been a good boy. Pretty much. So far, to me, it looks like he's not being a good boy, and he has earned those 4 weeks in jail. You think so? You really? Yeah. Fair enough. I mean, just some of the freaking just his tweets by themselves, like him publicly accusing his nanny of giving his 11-year-old alcohol, of paying his kids $75 each to chug 2 monsters in a row, which makes no sense as a narrative. Again, these are criminal allegations that, if are not true, are very clearly defamatory. He's shifting blame. It's a mess, and it's a mess enough that the courts are going to go, yeah, you're not, you haven't learned your lesson. No, because you keep talking about it. You're shifting blame. You're doing all kinds of weird shit. You just accuse somebody of jerking off while watching your kids. Dude, you can't do that. You can't make those accusations. No, yeah, I agree. It's very obvious that he's not learned his lesson. He's very spiteful. He's very angry, and he's trying to get a lot of pot shots. And I feel like he really doesn't recognize, and it's really unfortunate and sad, because he is a lawyer, or I'm kind of questioning that every single day I watch him. Look, there are a lot of lawyers in this world, and not as we watch through our Better Call Saul watch along. Not all of them are good. No. Not even all of them are very meet the standard. No, I agree. That's just a sad fact of life. I 100% agree with you, and I think that it's very obvious that there was a lot of Rekieta that might have been astroturfed, because he did get his start on the internet, and people just kind of really enjoyed it for that reason. But anyway, I don't want to get stuck in the weeds on those little details. What we're interested in today, chat, and what everybody is here for, is the body cam footage. Now, I have always, in my heart of hearts, all right, in all of my 3 hearts, been super duper interested in this body cam footage. Partially because Rekieta is somebody that I've watched. Yeah, a lot of people have. Yeah, I've been watching Rekieta off and on ever since before he did the Kick Vic stuff, way back before COVID took over the world. So I've been interested in Rekieta for a while. Watching him fall off the wagon was very depressing to me. And as somebody that I feel like has gone from a fan to a super fan and now to an anti-fan, I'm really interested to see this body cam footage. However, the story around this body cam footage gets weirder and weirder every single week I tune into Mad at the Internet. The understanding that we all kind of had is that the body cam footage would be turned to the public because it's just something that gets turned to the public when a criminal case is over, unless there's some sort of circumstances that seals it from the public. And I know that there are some circumstances where it would do that, but
for the most part, if it was included in a criminal case or it is part of a criminal case, it is something that has to be turned over to the public. And everybody's been waiting for that time. And there's been a lot of smoke and dust from Rekieta to try and make sure that doesn't happen. And a lot of people are starting to wonder if that's actually going to be the case. Because, and I do believe
it's very likely that we're not going to see the body cam footage.
You think so? You think so? You think so?
Yeah, and it's not anything to do with Robert Rekieta. Like, he made the request for the amends on documentation and stuff, but the fact of the matter is, because he pled guilty and because the body cam footage was not actually put in the document and admitted into evidence during trial, it's like, I doubt they even still have it. Because the case relevant, like the evidence that makes that case relevant, it's the sentencing, it's been concluded, the case is closed. There's no need for it anymore, especially given that it was never officially entered into evidence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
because of this, and because it wasn't actually like it is a technicality, and it's like, like people, he's trying tooth and nail. No, sadly he got a rare W here. Like this, like people might hate that I say this, but this is a rare Nicholas Rekieta W. Him knowing how the court and court procedure does. This is why everyone said he needs to plead guilty. Because if he didn't plead guilty and he tried to fight it, then absolutely the body cam footage would have been admitted into evidence. It would have been put into public record. It would have been susceptible to FOIA requests, but none of that happened. And so Joshua Moon's assertion that the body cam footage has been promised to him is absolutely incorrect. I'm sorry.
Well, it probably was promised to him by somebody who assumed that it could be very easily obtained. I don't know.
Not in the court documents.
This is true.
I've seen Joshua Moon's requests. Because I've been following the Rekieta case since it began. I've read every fucking notion, every freaking thing that showed up in that docket. There were 3 times that Joshua Moon showed up, his lawyer, trying to get this body cam footage. To the point where it was mentioned that if, and I say if, the judge allows the body cam footage to be released via FOIA, this would be the price to cover the cost of editing out all the children's faces and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they did get a price for it, but the qualifying term is the judge allows it. And not only the judge and the court clerk, but also the sheriff's department all have no interest in sharing this body cam footage with Joshua Moon because 1, it wasn't used in the court case relevant to what it was relevant to. And 2, it's very clear Joshua Moon wants to obtain this for malicious purposes. He wants to obtain this to release it with intent to cause harm to Nicholas's reputation.
I don't know if that would be appropriate to say that. Just because I know that everybody wants to see it. He just wants to see. My assumption is he wants to see it to make fun of Nick.
We want to see it because we're curious.
Well, I think he and a lot of other people want to make fun of Nick.
He actually filed court hearings. He's willing to pay. He wants this so much so he can grab it and use it to harm the reputation of Robert Rekieta. And I promise you the courts are going to see it that way, which is why they're not going to give him the body cam footage because 1, the body cam footage was not submitted and admitted into as evidence during the trial because he pled guilty, and 2, because it's very clear the game that Joshua Moon is trying to play, and if Josh Moon had tried to play his cards a little bit closer to his chest, try to act a little bit less obsessed with this body cam footage, he probably would have been able to obtain it. But no, he had to act like a crazy person and threaten the freaking county in Minnesota with a lawsuit if they don't give him the body cam footage. I'm sorry, you're not going to win that one.
You don't think so?
No. I would be surprised if he actually won that one. I wish him well because I do believe in freedom of information. But the fact of the matter is, Nick, God, I hate it, but Nick got a fucking W on a technicality, just how the court handles documentation and stuff like that in their own private freaking database called what's the Mendes, I think.
I am unsure. I don't really know what Mendes. The database would be. But yeah, chat, kind of a long way around to just say that there is a chance that you will never see the body cam footage because it was not really admitted as a form of evidence. So we're probably never going to see it. However, there is something that we do have access to I'm not quite sure how this was.
The notes.
The notes. And I'm not quite sure. Like, I'm going to assume that people went to go view it and they were allowed to take notes of it. But like, we have the notes of the body cam footage. And while the notes of the body cam footage are not the visual representations of what everybody is wanting, this is probably as close as we are going to get for the body cam footage, considering everything that has been said.
Yeah.
Like I am, sorry, right there. I am expecting that Josh is probably going to sue the state of Minnesota to attempt to get the footage, because that is his next step. Is that he's going to do that? Yeah, he's definitely going to try and sue the state of Minnesota. Him and Matthew Harden are gung ho to get this body cam footage and get it into their possession. And I wish him the best of luck. I want to see that body cam footage. I am interested in seeing.
I do too, but I'm going to let them know that the harder they push, the more interested in protecting Nicholas Rekieta the court is going to be.
Yeah, and it does seem like that's happening.
You gotta play it smart.
No, I agree, and I do. It does
You gotta
slowly.
play it smart.
I do think that the court is slowly turning to being like, why are you so interested in this? And that's kind of dumb, in my personal opinion, that they would do that, because again, it's just like, this is a matter of public interest. I feel like the public has a right to see it, and I feel like it's dumb that this should be saved. And it's very obvious why Nick Rekieta doesn't want it to get out there, because he knows it's going to be used to say, man, look at this guy who is on top of the world, and it's going to be used to make fun of him. But like, I don't know. My personal dog in this is, I want to see the body cam footage. If I don't get to see it, the notes here tonight, which we are going to go through. We're going to go through all of the notes here. There's quite a few pages here. There's actually quite a few pages. There's a lot of pages here. Holy crap. There's
oh god, how many pages?
There is let's see here. There is 17 pages for the first video, and there is 8 pages for the second video. So there's 2 videos that were looked at in total.
Oh, that's not
and
too
there
bad.
is quite a few pages here that we're going to look through. So, chat, the plan for tonight, the long draw of this is we are going to read this. We're going to read the entire set of notes. I have informed individuals in my circles around me that they are allowed to come in, and they are only allowed to come in if they're okay to help read. And we're going to read through all of these notes here. We're going to go through as many as possible. I know that the elf doesn't have all night.
But I'm illiterate.
Are you now? It'd be very hard for a lawyer to become a lawyer if they were illiterate. So I don't.
Hey, look,
are you
Charlie Day could do it. So can I.
So we're gonna go through all of the notes here. We're gonna read every single one of them. However, before we get started with that, I do need to use the restroom. So I will be back in like 2 or 3 minutes. The elf will entertain you until then. So I will be right back.
See, I'm no expert. I'm just the best goddamn bird lawyer the world has ever known. So hi chat, how's it going? Should I say a slur? Okay, fine, I won't say a slur. The ADA would make it legal somehow, I'm sure. What would they make legal? There we go. Looks like a bat, not an elf. Well, I'm a elfpire, so I'm a vampiric elf, which means I am capable of, like I could have just taken wild shape, you don't know. The elfin laziness has no limits, how dare you? Tara, I'm sorry that you're itchy. I'm not going to say slurs. I was just curious to see if you guys wanted me to say slurs, and I'm glad to see that everyone is very for it. You know, it's fine. The elf can't stop us, right? I absolutely can, I'm a mod. I could shut this down so fast that I actually can't because I have no idea how to use mod powers in chat. Oh, da. What even is a vampiric elf? An elf with vampirism. What do you mean? Like, it's an elf vampire. What do you mean, what is a vampiric elf? It's the word and title is the descriptive feature.
Alrighty.
Don't tell me to be called Pony Boy.
I return. Chat.
They were trying to get me to say slurs.
Oh, no, chat. You have to pay money in order for that to happen. And she can only say slurs related
It's
to
true.
her
You did. I can. Yeah.
to her backstory.
Yeah. Holy fantasy slurs.
Listen, chat. Because she's an elf, you can make her say all kinds of elvish slurs, but you have to pay her to do it first. All right.
It's true.
Can I? Oh, somebody asked you for your wallet. I don't think elves have wallets. You have satchels of money.
I have a Ko-Fi.
That works too. I'm excited. Oh, Temp, I know why you're excited. I'm gonna briefly mention that when we're done with this, but I know why Temp's excited.
Wait, why is Tom excited?
I told you in the pre-stream, but it has to do with
Oh yeah.
yeah. Anyway.
Okay, we're good.
We, chat, are going to get started reading this. I think what we'll do is go page by page. Oh gosh, that is what is going on with my screen. Okay, it's not showing on OBS. Thank God it's not showing on OBS, because I think some of you what the fuck is happening with... Oh, that's just my computer screen. What's going on with my computer? Oh, hold on a moment. My computer screen is like having issues. Oh no. Oh, that's not good.
Are you good? Did your screen die?
No, my screen didn't die, but like my screen
It got cancer.
Yeah, I guess that's one way of seeing it. Like, chat can't see it, so it's not a big issue for chat. But my computer screen is, like, having issues where the RGB lights are having issues right now. I don't entirely know why. It's only on one of my computer screens. That's really weird. You can't see anything weird going on, can you?
Try turning off the computer screen?
I did.
No, I don't.
I did turn it off and on. That's the problem.
Okay, and it didn't fix it.
Nope, it didn't.
That indicates it's a graphics card. Hold on, let me view. VNN. Are you sharing? Yeah, here, hold on, let me see here.
Yeah, I'm sharing the entire screen with you. You don't see any weird artifacting?
Restart the stream, it's doing that fucking shit.
Okay, hold on. My apologies, chat.
Hold on, guys. Live troubleshooting.
Akko, take a picture. All right.
Tip, where are you? We need part. Okay, here we go. And looks okay to me.
Okay, then it is like a screen. I can't even take a picture of it, Temp, because like you can't even see it on with a camera. Well, you kind of can.
It has to be your monitor. Yeah, if you took a picture with your phone.
That's the problem. It's a physical issue. Fuck, I don't really have. Well,
it sounds like it is.
Temp should be able to see it.
Am I gonna have to read all this shit like a fucking beast?
No, I can read it. That's not the issue. The issue is just the light. I mean, again, thank God it's not being seen by anybody but me, because that would have made it suck worse. But all right, Temp, I sent it to you. Hopefully you can kind of determine. That's a monitor issue. Okay, so is that like I have to replace the monitor? Sounds like a cable or monitor. Okay, well, if it's a cable thing, hold on, chat.
Could you try unplug? Okay.
Hold on.
Turn it off, unplug the cable completely. Wait 30 seconds. Plug it in, and then turn it off.
Give us a moment, chat. We'll get to when I make this into a segment. I'm cutting this out, obviously, but maybe this will fix it if we unplug it.
Anything to do with LawTube, the scuff will find you. That's all that's happening here, guys. It's just LawTube scuff.
Nope, that didn't fix it.
Oh no.
What it looks like is like the screen has burned into it part of the document.
Oh no.
Man, that is
no, that's a new monitor. That's not cable. That's not cable.
That's a monitor issue.
That screen burn, it's done. It's done.
Oh, fuck. All right. Swapping monitors so you could... Nope, it's the monitor.
Yes, the monitor, guys. I know exactly what they're talking about. How the fuck did that happen?
I don't know. But the chat doesn't see it. That's the important part, is if they don't see it, then...
No, I don't think chat can see it.
No. No, that is purely...
No.
Fuck.
Yeah, it is a you issue.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, screen burn we can't see. Exactly. So again, my apologies, chat. Listen, chat, any money that you donate tonight will go towards a brand new screen. I mean, like, thankfully they're not that expensive. Only gonna be like a couple $100, but like, any money you donate will go towards a brand new screen now. Monitors are cheaper than graphics cards.
Do you want a link to the monitor that Rating Bull got me?
Sure.
It's a Philips.
Send it to me. I'll
Okay.
This one's an HP. Racket
What's the
tires.
size?
I think like 24 inches, I want to say. It's not big, it's not small.
Okay.
Time to put in a new monitor on my
Give
throne.
me a second.
Akko has a 1440 display on her throne. I do?
What?
Here, I'll put it on my throne right now. We'll make it like a... Computer monitor. We'll put something not too expensive up there. Let's see.
I might have to go into my SRAM orders flight.
It's not that big. It's not big. It's not small. Exactly. We'll put a 24-inch Resic 24-inch 180 hertz full HD 1080p gaming monitor. Add to list. Well, it won't let me... Yeah, save gift. There we go. So now it's on my throne. Chat, donate for more slurs and Akko gets a new monitor.
Guess what I bought? It's $70.
Okay, send it to me.
I am doing that now. Then. What the fuck? Oh my god, I hate when I copy a freaking link and it doesn't actually copy the link. Here we go.
Let me see this. Oh, that's like $70. What the fuck?
Yuck. It's a nice one.
All right, I will add that to the throne. Let's see. Add product link. Allow crowdfunding? Yes. Proceed. We will do the 24-inch. 24-inch is $80, chat. Ned Scren. There we go.
I don't know what those things are. Ray Cortex, does it have G-Sync or FreeSync? I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is either. Here, chat. I will share my throne. There you go. If you want, you can donate
you should
there.
really be on 27 inches. That's what Tempa say.
You don't say. Oh, you don't say. Yes, go ahead and contribute, chat. If you can. You don't have to, but that will help me to not have a burned computer screen. So...
Yeah, I haven't seen that problem in a hot minute. That's impressive.
Well, these computer screens are like 3 years old, so...
Yeah, okay.
Go 32-inch? No, chat. The only issue is I'm going to have to deal with this tonight, so, you know, it is what it is. We'll deal. We'll deal. Don't know why it happens now, but whatever. All right, let's...
It's rackets. He's trying to use his
I guess
code
so.
to get you to not cover this, you know?
I guess so. South Park meme and it's gone. Go. Oh, goodness. But yes, very much appreciated, chat. If you do, did somebody do it already? Oh, no, okay. For a second, it like didn't show up. I was like, what the fuck? It like freaked me out for a second there. Anyway.
You gotta be careful. Members of my chat aren't good at that.
Yeah, sometimes I did see that, yeah.
Oh, no, they got it.
Huh?
Oh, no, they didn't.
Okay.
And it didn't show up at first. It took a minute.
It did.
But I loaded up your throne and I wasn't seeing it.
Does your monitor have a setting to unburn it? No, unfortunately. Anyway, let's get started. Let's get started with this. We've already wasted enough time. I don't want to waste too much of anybody's time. Plus, I know Ava unfortunately can't stay all night. So we're just going to get started here. Again, like the stream, chat, like the stream, and donate to the new monitor. Don't tempt me. I'll tempt you. Anyway, all right. So this is first body cam footage. Page 1. Audio note, there are sound issues through the footage. The volume was originally set to 100% and was so loud and distorted that most of the early dialogue was incomprehensible. It sounded like the speakers were blown. Even after turning it down to 8%, there were still problems hearing due to background noise. A barking dog, overlapping voices, radio chatter, and Pomplin's movement. And I believe Pomplin is one of the individuals who was assisting in the arrest.
Yeah, this is common for most body cams.
Yes. Yeah, I have listened to quite a few body cam footages, both as a security guard and on YouTube. This is pretty common when you're doing in-house situations like this. Camera note. This video is from Officer Pomplin's body camera. He moves around a lot and rarely stays in one place for long, so the footage can be jumpy and hard to follow. That, combined with the noise and clutter, adds to the chaos. Thank you so much for the 5. Very much appreciated. I'm going to make sure that my donos are not muted so that we can hear them on here. It should work. Is it working? I hope so. If it doesn't, I'm going to be upset. Anyway, we'll continue on here. I mean, it's showing up, at least. Okay. Alrighty. 9:15 to 9:33. Entry and early drug discovery. 9:15 a.m. The video begins with officers ramming the front door. As they enter, the first thing you see is a scared child. The house is extremely filthy. The floors are completely covered in clothes and junk. In some areas, there's no walkway at all. You actually have to walk on stuff to move through space. Countertops are stacked with random items, and liquor bottles are everywhere. The filth and hoarding are immediate and overwhelming. So they're very, very quickly stating that Rekieta lives in a hoarder household, it sounds like. Very sad indeed. The mess you see in Nick's kitchen where he shows it on stream is nothing compared to the rest of the house. That one space is clearly staged. It's obvious he only cleans the visible area specifically for streaming. 9:16, Kayla and April are being brought out of the house and led outside. A dog can be heard barking in the background. 9:17, officers are called to a child who is downstairs. The kids are being removed from the house while the search begins. One of the officers goes downstairs to retrieve the youngest child. She comes up holding the officer's hand. She speaks to him, but the audio was unclear due to background noise, so I could not make out what she said. As they head towards the door, she pauses to pick up the cat so she can take it outside with her. The search continues. A nitrous tank, oh my gosh, is visible inside the house. 9:21. Nick can be heard outside yelling, "Get out of my house!" He says something about probable cause and a search warrant. He sounds indignant. 9:22. Officer Pomplin walks out to his squad car to get gloves. 9:23. As he returns, the camera catches all of the kids sitting on the ground outside with Kayla. They are huddled against the house. The scene is heartbreaking. 9:24. Kayla is taken back inside and searched. 9:25. Officer Pomplin enters the bedroom where the officers are photographing drugs and paraphernalia found on top of a red mini fridge. The fridge is being used as a nightstand. 9:28. They begin photographing evidence inside Nick's streaming room. The room is far smaller than expected, and the condition is much worse than anything seen on stream. There are bottles of alcohol everywhere. Oh. Akakun, thank you for that contribution to the 24-inch. I deeply appreciate that. I deeply, deeply appreciate that. Thank you so much. Let's see. They began. I already read that. The room is far smaller than expected, and the condition is much worse than anything seen on stream. There are bottles of alcohol everywhere. The entire space is buried under hoarded junk, electronics, collectibles, and random gear. His 5-monitor setup and other equipment are visible, but everything around it is chaotic. The curated background people see during streams is a total facade. They go through a bag full of brown glass bottles, each one wrapped in tissues. 9:33 a.m. An officer enters and informs them that cocaine was found in the bedroom where Kayla and April had come out earlier. 9:33 to 10:01, briefing, confrontation, and arrests. 9:33. Some of the officers meet up in the entryway and brief each other on the situation. One mentions that Nick is trying to ask them questions instead of answering theirs.
Classic lawyer technique.
Oh yeah.
Thinks he can control the negative. Dude, you're the Conrad fucking Andy here. What are you doing trying to ask all those questions? You need to answer them, dude.
Yeah. Some of the officers meet up in the entry.
Oh my God, I have a
read
clip
that.
for this.
Oh, do you? Please send it.
I'm good for this. Yeah.
Another.
Yeah. Let me see if I can get it.
Awesome. Another officer says they need to get statements, figure out who lives in the house, and call family services. The audio was unclear due to background noise, so the dialogue here is paraphrased due to the best of my ability. Officer Pomplin goes back into the master bedroom where the officers are still going through the red fridge being used as a nightstand. He then heads out to talk to Nick for the first time, at least from what is visible on this camera angle. Pomplin tells Nick, "We want to ask you some questions. A quick interview. We want to get an idea of the layout of the house, where the nanny is at, and who else stays here." Oh my goodness, thank you, Akaku. Is that it? Thank you, Akaku. Oh, thank you so much. I deeply appreciate it. Holy shit. You are amazing. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. It says anonymous. I don't know why it says anonymous, but thank you so much. I deeply appreciate that. Like I said, the new monitor is going to be very much appreciated. The monitor that's, again, you guys can't see it, but the monitor is like making raving, blinding lights right now. Like after tonight, I'll probably still use it tomorrow, but like until the new one comes in, I'm not going to use my computer. It's really like, it sucks. It's funny though. But thank you so much. I deeply appreciate that. Let's see here. Nick immediately pushes back and asks, what's your probable cause? Pomplin replies, "You have a search warrant." Nick stands there with his arms crossed. He's calm, but he looks like shit. He says, "Cool, you have no probable cause." By the way, you can intervene at any point to say whether or not Nick is just being stupid.
Yeah, good.
Because if he has a search warrant, he's allowed to do this.
Yeah, he is being stupid. Yeah. I mean, if I remember correctly, like he was handed the warrant and he like ripped it up like that would do something. Be gone, word. The law pope.
Oh goodness, that is hilarious. Let's see here. Let's see. Pomplin asks, "Are you willing to talk with me?" Nick responds, "Sure." Then immediately adds, "You still have no probable cause." Okay. I would assume as a lawyer, you would just say, "I'm exercising my First Amendment right to not speak to you." I don't know why he immediately does that. I would have shut up immediately right there.
Well, that's not First Amendment. That's Fifth Amendment.
Is it Fifth? Oh, you're right. I would have just said Fifth Amendment.
Amendment.
I would have just said Fifth Amendment. I ain't talking to you. Go the fuck away, basically. Do I look 5'1", you bitch? Exactly, chat.
What if he just kept saying lawyer? If he just went lawyer, give me a lawyer. Well, lawyer.
Exactly. I want Saul. You're gonna give me Saul. I want him.
You're gonna give me that. You gonna give me that lawyer I see up there on the billboard, that big old seating oil.
Exactly. Oh, Pomplin says, I'm not discussing that. You've been given the search warrant. You know how this works. Nick again says something about probable cause.
But I'm sorry. You know how this works.
Exactly.
He does.
Hello.
Hello. How's it going?
Hello.
Nico.
Are you here to read the Nick Rekieta body cam footage notes with us?
No, I'm here to listen to you read it.
Fair enough.
Get wrecked.
I did tell
Sorry.
some people that they might have to read, but like, fair enough. I know you're having a rough day, so I won't make you read it.
Well, I read everything last night, so.
Oh, you read all these notes already?
No. On our thing last night.
Oh, I see. I get you. Never mind. You're right.
I
You're
literally
right.
went through 32 pages of crazy. So.
You did. That's fair enough. All right. We are going.
I've heard some of that.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it? Is that a no?
I mean, look. I enjoyed your reading of it, but I can't say that I feel for the contents of the document whatsoever.
It was great.
It was really bad. I mean, it was probably violently racist. That's what it was.
Violently racist. I agree. Who's on panel tonight? Right now it is Ava and Mizu. However, other individuals are welcome to come in the area that we're in. I did leave a message saying people are welcome. So we could get another.
I invited my Sleep Polaris demon. We'll see if they respond.
Pretty much. I did invite another lawyer, but we'll see if he's interested. He might be busy, but we'll see. Anyway, let's continue reading. Let's see here.
Wait,
I did say he was allowed to. I know that he's a very busy guy, but if he wants to, he can come. I don't expect it because I know he's extremely busy, but if he does, that's cool. Anyway, let's continue.
Yeah.
We will repeat the last line. Pomplin says, I'm not discussing that. You've been given a search warrant. You know how this works. Nick then says...
By the way, do we know who took these notes?
I believe we do. I don't have it pulled up right now, but I am... Hold on. Let me give...
No worries.
Let me look. I
Because
believe...
I know Josh Ming got some of it, so it's possible Justin saw the body cam footage.
So this was written on the farm. So this is on the post that is written that provides the notes as a download. You can view, by the way, chat, if you're interested,
Gotcha.
you can find these notes on the Kiwi Farms itself, either as a download, a text download, or you can view the raw files on the website itself. But Null, or Operator, as he is sometimes known, says, quote, Pomplin notes written by a woman named Kay, Robbie notes written by @TikiMan2. So both people probably from the farms.
Okay.
And then there was apparently a third
Gotcha.
person who was denied access this morning. And then he immediately went live to talk about the notes there. So those are the people that wrote
It's all right.
that wrote the notes there. So they are farms individuals, or at least one of them is a farms individual. All right, let's see here. All right, continuing on. 9:38 a.m. Nick is read his Miranda rights. They began questioning him about the children and the other adults in the home. Pomplin confirms Kayla is his wife and then asks about the other woman. Nick gives April's name and says she's a friend. He says she does not reside there. Okay, I would not say any of that. Pomplin tells him she came out of the bedroom. Nick replies, okay, so she came out of the bedroom. Pomplin says, when I have people over, they don't go in my bedroom. It's pretty accurate, yeah. Nick snaps.
Well, to be fair, I know a lot of people who they have people over. The bedroom's one of the only places that they can this is Pomplin fishing a little more than he should.
Yeah, he is definitely fishing for information.
Everybody needs to remember, cops are always exactly. Cops are not your friend. If they're asking you questions, you should not be answering them. And the fact that Nick is answering them as a lawyer is just, dear God.
It is very
the fact
baffling.
That he replied, okay, so, why are you saying anything? Why
No,
are
I
you
agree.
saying anything?
Yeah, he should know. He should know that all of this could be used. Again, none of this body cam footage is going to be used against him because it's gone.
He was read his Miranda rights, which means he was told verbatim what he says can and will be held against him in the court of law. Then they begin questioning him, and then he starts responding. What are you doing, man? What are you doing?
No, yeah, it's pretty wild. Pretty wild, in my personal opinion. Never talk to cops. Amen. Yeah, the fact that this conversation is happening in general is something that Nick should be smart enough to realize he should not be having. He was under the influence? I can't remember. I think he probably was. I don't know.
It sounds like
He
something he would
probably
be.
was.
Yeah, I mean, like, considering the fact that they
Yeah.
found a mini fridge with drugs in it.
I don't
yeah.
give a shit what you. Oh yeah, yeah. No, he's very Based on these notes, it sounds like he's extremely animated.
Yes, exactly.
And if he is, yeah, probably that's what's going on.
Pretty much. Let's see here. Let's see. Pomplin says, when I have people over, they don't go to my bedroom. Nick snaps, I don't give a shit what you do. Pomplin stays calm and says, I'm just asking questions.
Selfa.
Nick tells him, you're not. You're making statements. Pomplin asks, where do you stay in the residence?
Well, that's actually. I mean, no, to be fair, Nicholas was actually right there. When I have people over, they don't go in my bedroom. That's not a question.
That is a
that's
statement. It is a statement. I agree. But like the haughtiness.
But still, I love the idea of like exactly a sassy Nick, just fucking going full autism mode, because that's what it sounds like. He's high. He thinks he's king of the world. He thinks he's a law pope, whatever that means. And now a cop is challenging him.
Yep.
So yeah, this is gonna end in only one way.
No, I agree. Let's see.
His best bet is to shut his mouth, and not represent himself.
No,
I think
I know he
didn't.
did that in the arraignment, which is okay. Well, he did in the arraignment. So basically during the arraignment, that's like that's when you're formally charged. It's when your bail is set. And that is also when it's determined if you need a lawyer or not. Rather than go through the annoyance of waiting in townie and in holding until a lawyer is found for him, he decided to represent himself and his wife, just for the purposes of the arraignment. Then he got a lawyer. So.
Yeah, pretty much. Which I am glad that he did, because him representing himself would be absolutely hilarious.
I would say as far as representing oneself, that's about as far as one should go as a lawyer. If you've been arrested, yeah, you can probably handle your own arraignment as a lawyer. But anything beyond that, absolutely not. Get your own lawyer. You're too close to the situation. It's just dumb to try to go pro se.
I agree. Let's see here. Pomplin asks, where do you stay in the residence? Nick says, all over. It's my house. Pomplin asks, do you stay in the master bedroom?
Like, what?
I mean, like, technically Nick is correct, but it's just like...
No, I know, but that's so
I live here,
unnecessarily
so everywhere.
I stay everywhere. I stay on that table. I stay on that chair. I stay on the counter if I want. I do declare.
Well, it actually reminds me here. I'm gonna take a segue and pull up this YouTube short that I really like. It'll take me a moment. So, bad idea. By the way, Super Iron Bob, thank you for the 5. I don't know why my things aren't playing. Yeah. You shouldn't be playing. Hold on a moment. Where is it? One friend. Personal matter. It'll take me a moment, but like it's a funny little short here, so I feel like it's worth it. This will also be cut out when we get to the late to dinner.
Yeah, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna grab that clip I told you.
Yep, for sure.
About him like talking to the cops, like and not realize, dude, no, this is not where you do this.
That's a funny one, but that one doesn't fit. There it is. All right, perfect. All right, this is an amazing clip, in my personal opinion. I love That's a Bad Idea. They're a great channel of 2 dudes in LA. So it's a struggle chat. Here, I want to make sure that Ava is unmuted. Oh. Well, we're just going to play it here, and it's fantastic. All right, so watch this chat.
2 bedroom? 2 bedroom, 1 bath.
By the way, when I say it, this reminds me of when Nick's like, I live all over the house. This is what I imagine him thinking in his mind when he says, I live all over the house.
Beautiful living room right here. I want to off right there.
And I have to see it. Hold on.
Beautiful kitchen section right here. Nice little bar
Can't wait to
area.
be off over here, huh? I'm just saying, I'm probably gonna jerk over the sink.
Okay. Over here is the bathroom. You can see it's pretty spacious. You
Oh, I
got
can't wait to that toilet.
Okay, sir, what's going on?
Oh, I just love
Accurate.
Yeah, but sir, I don't need all the detail.
The
Saying I
contribution.
can't where I please?
Well, no, sir, if you like the
Then I'm gonna
place.
on the sink.
Sure, sir. Sure, but you don't have to give me the dirty details.
That's the least detailed description I got.
I'm saying you don't have
Okay,
to
I
mention
just,
the load.
Everybody gets it.
Hold on. It's in the mute channel.
Thank you. I'll take
I
a
just
look in a
uploaded it.
moment. But there you go, chat. When Nick says, I live all over the house, this is what I imagine. This is what I imagine him saying. It's like, oh, I'm gonna jerk off all over the house. Rekieta told me it's legal for me to jerk off all over in my house. What is this clip again?
Like, yeah. He
Oh,
told me it
goodness.
was legal.
It told me it was legal to come all over your house, Rekieta. All right. What is this clip again?
I don't know. I picture Rekieta more like Randy
This-
Marsh.
Yeah.
I thought this was
This is when the
America.
cops are trying to talk to him, and it like Rekieta thinks he's in control, and like part of it is like, no, we're talking to you. You're the one in trouble right now.
Oh, goodness. That's beautiful. All right.
Cops are trying to ask him questions, and he's asking
Oh.
the cops questions.
I remember this clip. This is a great clip.
Michael, you.
That is, it's one of my favorite.
Oh, what the heck? Why is it not?
Michael, you have to take responsibility here.
It's not playing. What the hell? Well, it's playing the audio, but it's not showing the video.
Your employees had
Oh, that's weird.
What the fuck? Hold on. I'm going to try and download it. Give me one moment.
It's only like 2 megabytes. I literally went to that episode and recorded that because I couldn't find the clip online.
Yeah. Thank you, Starwin, by the way. I deeply appreciate it. Give me a moment. Let me see if I can get it to play on.
Michael.
Okay, it does play on VLC.
Cool.
Ew.
Huh?
Nothing.
All right. So this should play on VLC.
Michael, you have to take responsibility here. One of your employees had a heart attack. He could have died because of the way you're allowing your office to run. Do you want that on your conscience?
Do you?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I can.
I love when he looks high. Wait, are you talking to me? Yes. Yes, we're talking to you.
That's great. Oh,
It's so good.
beautiful. Oh fuck, that was fantastic. Huh? What? Anyway, funny little segue. Let's continue. Oh, Nick says, when I'm in there, I stay in there. Sure. Pomplin asks, is that where you sleep at night? Nick says, yes. Pomplin responds, that's all I needed to know. He then asks, do you want to tell me where the things are in the house to help expedite the search? Nick says, where what things are? Pomplin replies, you saw the warrant. We're looking for controlled substances. Nick says, I'm not admitting to anything. That's ridiculous. You still have no probable cause. Pomplin says, we're going to...
Not a
I will say,
warrant.
as a lawyer, well, here's the thing. Like,
I
the
agree
first
with what
thing
he
you're going to
said.
do is challenge the validity of the warrant.
Uh-huh.
So him saying you have no probable cause is him challenging he's saying that the judge made a mistake, didn't have the standard necessary to even sign the warrant. Now, it's, of course, an absolutely stupid argument, and it's just needlessly combative, especially at this point in the serving of the warrant. But that is what he's doing, what a lawyer would do, which is challenge the validity of the warrant.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to challenge that in court.
Well, I would just not say anything.
Exactly. Him challenging it now is completely pointless.
No, I agree. Like, my entire thing here is just like, if I was him, I'd just be like,
did he?
Fifth Amendment. Fifth Amendment.
I can't. I'm not admitting to anything. That's ridiculous. You still have no probable cause, and they're sorry, my bad, and they just leave. Like, do you think that's what's gonna happen? No, they're going to freaking carry out the orders of the warrant. You absolute muffet.
No, I agree. It's like no matter what, they're going to do that. The only difference is going to be whether or not how he chooses to respond. Because how he chooses to respond will be held against him if this is used. Again, it wasn't used, but like I'm definitely going to critique how he decided to respond to it right now. Let's see here. Let's see. No probable cause. Pomplin says, we're going to be searching the house. We're going to be contacting family services. Nick asks, why? Pomplin says, because we've already found cocaine in the house. Nick just stares at him. I'm just imagining the 1,000-yard stare. I'm imagining the ceiling cat stare.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. It's like, and so this is where my life comes. The camera zooms out and he realizes he fucked up.
Yeah, who's Nick Rekieta? Unfortunately, chat, it takes a long time to explain who Nick Rekieta is. All you need to know is that he's a lawyer that got arrested for cocaine use, and we're reading the body cam footage notes right now.
He, unironically, might be where the start of LawTube came from.
Pretty much.
He really is.
Because
as far as lawyers reacting to case law and stuff like that, like we've had stuff like Legal Eagles or Stephen Leto where they'll like talk about cases and stuff like that, but nothing like Rittenhouse trial that Rekieta first covered. That's when LawTube, as we know, with Emily D. Baker, with like DUI guy with legal mindset. That's where this started, was Nicholas Rekieta.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Okay. Let's continue on here. We're going to be contacting family services. Nick asks why. Pomplin says, because we've already found cocaine in the house. Nick just stares at him. Pomplin adds, we're not here on a whim. Nick says, yes, you are. Pomplin says, no, we're not. Nick repeats, yes. Pomplin tells him, we came here looking for controlled substances. We're only in the house about 10 minutes and we already found some. That means that Nick is really bad at hiding it. Holy shit.
That's pretty bad.
That is, if it takes 10 minutes to find it.
That's carelessness.
No, yeah, it's extreme carelessness.
Like he's probably been using because that's what happens with any addict. Is what, like, at first, for probably the first 6 months to a year, it would probably be pretty difficult to catch an addict because they're still on top of their shit. But the longer they can go without being caught, the more careless they get.
Pretty
and
much.
his shit was just laying out in the open.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yep, next to firearms, too, which makes it even scarier. So, yes, he did put on the Sonic Medallion chat.
If I remember correctly, the firearm was under the bed.
I think so, but I think
not really next to.
I think what they referenced was like that there were shell casings that were like expired on the ground or nearby the substances, which gave people the idea that he was mixing the gunpowder with the substances itself.
That would be stupid.
Well, I think that like that is like, I am not very well versed in that stuff, but I did hear like randomly that it's just like you mix gunpowder with drugs and it like
sounds like something that people who don't do drugs think that people who do drugs do.
Yeah, well, I'm not very well versed in it, so I wouldn't
like straight
know.
up, like that's yeah, no, you're good, but that sounds like a dare propaganda piece.
Probably.
Like,
That's
yeah,
very jankum.
cocaine users.
It's very
They're mixing
exactly.
gunpowder in with it. Yeah, it's like, what are you talking? Like, this isn't Mad Max or Fallout. Like, people can just do drugs without mixing it with gunpowder.
Pretty much.
Do you want to
Like,
know
what
where
the
this
fuck?
came from?
What?
It came
Yes.
from the movie The Lord of War, where it portrayed the child soldiers
my
in
God,
West
you're right.
Africa is mixing gunpowder with cocaine.
You're absolutely right.
Oh.
Yeah, that was from the Nicolas Cage film.
Yeah.
No, that's actually a great film, Lord of War.
That's
yeah, I remember that
awesome.
now. That's where that came from. Yeah, they like, yeah, you have to try this. You mix gun, and he like got all messed up, and he had like a whole trip scene in the movie that he was on cocaine mixed with gunpowder.
They call it
yeah,
brown
it's
brown.
like, oh my God, brown. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna
yes,
have a
brown
fucking-
brown.
Oh
Yeah, it's
my
called
God,
brown
I'm gonna
brown. Okay, let's continue. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. We were only in the house 10 minutes before we found some. Nick responds, I don't know anything about that. Nick says something about family services and mentions the grandparents. Pomplin tells him that's most likely what will happen, but family services has to be involved. We will put them with a family member if we can. 9:42. Nick and April are both handcuffed.
That's usually what happens.
Yeah. No, yeah. Like if there's a family member that can take them, it's typically better for the law to give them to the family member because it bodes better for the children's psyche, basically.
Well, not only that, but any custody disputes and stuff with the state as well. Say the state loses the case and custody needs to be restored to the parents. Well, them not being in foster care and rather just staying with grandma or aunts or uncle is just far less headache.
Pretty much. Let's see. Nick and April are both handcuffed in the driveway facing each other. It's almost cinematic. That's how you can tell it's not a professional saying this. April's looking at him with a pouty face and puppy dog eyes. She's wearing...
I noticed, as an aside, I can tell there is some clear bias here.
Yes.
With the person taking these notes. Them mentioning, the framed, prim and proper background is all just a facade. I'm like, yeah, that's your own coloration. I want a reporting of what we see, not your own fucking filter on it. So
Yeah.
I will say my only criticism of the note so far is their bias against Nick does shine through a couple times.
Yeah.
But so far this sounds like a pretty factual just reporting of what was on screen.
I will be honest, though. The thing, I feel like it should be noted that, like, I don't think anybody that didn't have a bias against Nick would report on something like this. I feel like it's so inconsequential that nobody that is actually, like, an investigative journalist that doesn't know Rekieta would report on this. That's the thing.
You're not wrong.
So, anyway, she's wearing black cutoff shorts and a black long sleeve crop top. As Nick is being walked to the squad car, he tells the officer, I hope you catch gonorrhea and die. That can't be true. Oh my gosh, I don't believe that is real. He cannot have said something like that. You can't.
Yeah, I could see him saying something stupid like that. It's not actionable.
No, it's not.
It's weird.
But why
it's
would
fucking,
he
it's
say
a bizarre,
that?
It's like, yeah, exactly. Why specifically gonorrhea? Like, that's weird. Gonna hit, yeah, for real.
I just wish he would have said, I hope you make $1 million. Oh, fuck. That's awesome. Before putting him in the vehicle, they stop to photograph the sores on his arms. He has a lot of them. Nick asks, are you going to arrest my wife too? Pomplin tells him, yes, but we're going to have her stay here and stay with the kids until family services and grandparents get here. Nick is visibly seething. Pomplin says, I'll come back and talk to you when we're done and at the jail. The audio was unclear due to background noise, so I couldn't make out Nick's response. Pomplin then walks away from Nick and over to April. He introduces himself and explains what's going to happen, tells her she's going to jail, and asks if she has any questions on whether she's being Mirandized. April says, no, but I want to ask. Pomplin interrupts to confirm she has been read her Miranda rights. She has. He begins asking her questions. Pomplin, how long have you been here? April, not that long, maybe a month. I'm trying to find my own place. Pomplin, so you have been living here? April, yup, I stay in the sunroom a lot. I know the family for quite a while.
This is why
no,
you don't talk to cops.
That's an immediate, contradiction.
Right, this is why. That's exactly. This is why. And Nick should know this. This is why you don't say anything. No matter how inconsequential it might seem in the moment. The fact that April Boom immediately impeached his statement that, oh no, she's not living here. Yes, I'm living here. I live in the sun. Oh, what bin? Well, you liar. Now we're way more sus at you. Now we're gonna look way harder. This is just an exact 101 on why you say nothing to the cops.
Yeah. That's, oh my gosh. All right, let's continue here. Pomplin, you came out of the bedroom with Kayla, right? April, yes. Pomplin, you were hanging out in there? April, yes. Pomplin, what were you doing in there? April, Kayla was sleeping and I was changing clothes. Pomplin tells her they're executing a narcotics search warrant. April shakes her head no, as if she's confused, in disbelief, or pretending to not understand. Another officer asks, you were changing your clothes in there? April, yes. He follows up, you keep stuff in there? April, yes. At that point, another officer walks up holding 2 pairs of shoes. He puts one pair down on the ground. April looks at them and says, those aren't mine. The officer apologizes and says, sorry, there's a lot. April looks at the other parents in his hand and says, "Those are mine." He places them on the ground. They're slip-on sandals with straps. April tries to put them on while handcuffed as they continue to ask her questions. They ask where she sleeps and where she's staying in the house. April says, "Sometimes I stay in the sunroom. There's a couch in there. Sometimes it's uncomfortable, so sometimes I sleep next to Kayla on the bed." She interrupts to ask for help putting on her sandals. The officer bends down and helps her get them on her feet. When he finishes, the audio becomes harder to understand. The audio was unclear due to the background noise, so the dialogue here is paraphrased to the best of my abilities. One of the officers says something about the controlled substance search warrant and adds, "I'll let you think about that." April shakes her head to no again, clearly overwhelmed or confused. They tell her she's being charged with a 5th-degree felony controlled substance offense. April reacts, "Oh my God." The officer says, "We'll go from there. Any questions for me?" April responds, "No, I wouldn't know what to ask. Like I said, this is," she pauses, "scary." He tells her, "We'll meet up later and try to make it more clear for you," then places her in a squad car. 9:47 to 10:24. Kayla refuses to speak. Evidence logging. First safe opened. 9:47. A female cop holding a big gun says Kayla refuses to speak without her attorney present. Kayla, and you know what? Kayla automatically is doing a lot better than her husband is doing. Holy shit. Right off the bat. It's almost...
Yeah, amazing. Kayla actually knows what the fuck to do.
That's awesome. Let's see. Kayla and the kids are still sitting on the ground against the house behind the cop. Kayla is sitting with her head on her oldest daughter's shoulder. It's a heartbreaking scene. And as Officer Pomplin is walking away, I hear the female cop say, "I'm going to try and get her some clothes." I'm unclear on who she's referring to. As Officer Pomplin walks through the disgusting house, you can hear him let out a huge sigh as he looks at everything. He puts on some gloves as he gets into the bedroom and he asks, "Are we still going through things in here?" I had a hard time understanding all the audio as the dog is barking loudly in the background. 9:48. The officer goes back to his car to get something. He drinks some Mountain Dew and gets some snuff. I don't know what, I imagine that's stuff. I don't know what we're saying there. On his way back in, on his way back in, he passes Kayla and the kids again. He has interactions with another cop that I couldn't quite understand. Someone says something about the house being huge. 9:49 a.m. He heads back to his car again, looking for something. Couldn't see what it was. On his way back in, one of the other cops is talking to the kids, obviously trying to make them comfortable. After he gets inside, again, the audio is hard to understand between the background noises, radio chatter, and the dog is barking. The dog is in the bathroom with the baby gate up. You can hear a conversation about drugs, firearms, and finding .22 casing. Officer Pomplin starts writing down a list of all the evidence found. Number 1. Snort tube found in the nightstand fridge tested positive for cocaine. There are 4...
Wait, sorry. I'm so sorry. Just snort tube.
Yeah. There are 4... there are 4 cops searching the room. Officer Pomplin heads back to the squad car to retrieve evidence bags. Kayla is not sitting with the kids this time when he passes. 9:54, Officer Pomplin starts logging evidence again. Number 2, a glass vial that tested positive for cocaine from the nightstand. Number 3, 2 credit cards with April's name on them. Oh my gosh. All the evidence is from the top of the quote unquote cuck fridge / nightstand. I don't know where that came from, which is covered in a bunch of miscellaneous junk like a Celsius can, a couple of candles, a spray bottle of something, maybe lube, and an unframed picture of Nick and Kayla laying on top of other junk. One of the officers...
A spray bottle of lube?
Yeah, allegedly. I don't know why that was included in there, but that's like allegedly. I don't know.
Again, I'm just pointing out their coloration.
Yes, pretty much.
Because I utilize lube sometimes. And I'm sorry, I can't ever come across times where it's in a spray bottle.
No. I will say I've not normally come across lube in general, but like, yeah, I don't really know how that would work. Also, just a side note.
It comes out like as a lotion sometimes, but not a spray bottle.
Yeah. Really quickly as a side note, Magma saying that Under the Tea was mentioned on Armchair. That's really cool. Armchair is, in my personal opinion, friend of the show. We've had very positive interactions with him. Yeah, he's pretty base in my personal opinion. He's a kind of, he's very real when it comes to his coverage, and we like him for that. So he's pretty cool, in my personal opinion. Let's see. Getting back to this. One of the officers picks up a bottle of pills and says, this is paraphrased from memory. I wasn't able to hear what he said verbatim. Something like, I found one of the kids' prescriptions right next to the cocaine. It has the name Celeste on it. The cops are mistaken. Celeste is Nick's mom. Is she giving him drugs or did he steal them? Question mark. That is obviously alleged. They look at 2 casino playing cards with Nick and Kayla's names on them and take pictures of them. He turns to the other cops to see what they have found. 9:56 a.m. A cop pulls a paper bag out of an armoire and starts taking stuff out of it. Sounds like he said something about a meth pipe, and then the other cop asks if they're used. He says this one looks dirty unless it's brown glass. 9:57, you can hear a cop say something about the 2 spent 22 shell casings on the floor. One of the other cops finds pipes and bongs. They think they're unused. The dog is still barking incessantly. Officer Pomplin finally says, we've got to do something about that dog.
That they just popped the. Oh my god! No, kid.
Yeah.
Get back.
9:58, Officer Pomplin documents in his report the big gun that was found under the bed. 10 a.m., Pomplin continues processing and logging the evidence. He is still in the bedroom where the red fridge/nightstand is located. There's movement and chatter as the officers go through the items. It's a mix of searching, bagging, and documenting. The audio is difficult to make out clearly because of overlapping noises, barking, and background noise. One of the officers says they found edibles. Another holds up what looks like a grinder and says it contains white powder. They say they're going to test it. 10:01 a.m.
In a grinder?
I think it's like to grind up things like leaves for pot, I think. I don't know if that's...
trust me, I know what the grinder they're talking about. I am learned.
Yeah.
But, why is there white powder in that? That's not what it doesn't match.
Yeah. No, I'm... yeah, pretty much. I'm not very well learned in that, but yeah, pretty much. Let's see here. 10:01, you can hear a child back in the house. 10:02 to 10:24. Second safe, drugs inside, family services update. 10:02, he's documenting more evidence, a metal container and 2 glass ones with powder. A female comes in asking about taking something to the jail for Kayla. One of the officers finds something under the bed. Officer Pomplin asks, what's that? It sounds like the other officer says something about a Supreme Court unclear word license. I couldn't make out that word. 10:04, he asks the other cops, did you see Nick's arms? Track marks all down. He says, be cognizant of the possibility of finding needles, and then says they could be sores. Paraphrase, couldn't hear well. They mentioned they passed Nick in his car on the way to the house. 10:05 a.m., another cop comes in and says they're interviewing Mom right now. Pomplin says, we're going to be a while. They discuss areas they want to search thoroughly, the master bedroom, 2 studios, and the inner and outer vault/studio area. He calls the studio Nick's lair. That's kind of what it is, though. Yeah, that's basically what it is. Yeah. They discuss what cops will be doing, what to search. 10:06 a.m., Officer Pomplin says we need to do our due diligence for the kids, doing all we can. They are waiting for the kids and the dog to be picked up. They are splitting the cops up, 3 upstairs and the others in other areas. 10:07 a.m., they discuss April's purse, ID, etc. They left it because there was cash in it. Officer Pomplin leaves 3 cops searching the bedroom, and he starts walking towards the front door. He says something about a lot of stuff being in the studio. You can see Kayla with what happens to be 2 family service workers at the front door. 10:08 a.m., Officer Pomplin goes downstairs. It looks like a family room with a fireplace, some arcade games, a drum set, and other kids' stuff. This section is outside the area that leads to Nick's studio. As he goes into Nick's studio, he passes through a small library-type room with lots of books and random things on bookshelves. 10:09 a.m., when he gets into the streaming room, someone mentions vials and something about homemade whiskey. That does sound like something that Rekieta would do. Officer Pomplin opens a Ziploc bag and pulls out a small box that looks like it has a picture of food on it. It looks to me like something you get out of the frozen food section. He then pulls out different vials. One has a brown substance in it, and he says one of them has brine written on it. The fuck? What the fuck is he doing with brine in his studio? Jesse, we need to cook. Oh my gosh.
What am I cooking? A turkey.
I guess.
Why in your studio? Just trust me, Jesse.
I guess. Let's see. He says another one looks like it has whole pepper in it and comments that it's weird. He pulls out a bag of seeds. Again, they say something about it possibly being for homemade whiskey or something. Need a drink of water. By the way, we're 11 out of 25.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, what's up, chat? Looks like Paimon's voice actor got changed. She said that she was not... she's done voice acting until they sign the interim agreement. We'll talk more about that on Sunday, but I'll bring up some stuff after this if we have time. But it does sound like she stopped. Am I really a MILF? I'm sad to disappoint you, but no, I am not. Not yet, chat. We'll get there eventually. Let's see here.
Donate now to impregnate MommaOcco.
There we go. 10:11 a.m. Officer Pomplin starts going through a pile of papers. He looks at a handwritten letter. I took notes on it because it was weird and confusing. It was about a father and a daughter and said things like a dad admits selfishness and crisis, a dad getting all the shit but no praise, and the daughter practiced her song just for dad. What the fuck? What the Okay, that's weird.
Irrelevant.
Yeah, it's irrelevant, but it's weird. After Googling, I found out it's about a South Korean horror film called Train to Busan. Ah, okay, I've heard of that one. I think we were thinking about watching that, weren't we, Mizu? Train to Busan? I have no idea.
Yes.
Yeah,
There's a second one now.
Yeah.
It is a really good movie.
I think we need to watch that at some point. Is it like a zombie horror?
Yes.
Okay.
It's like a zombie thriller.
Yeah.
Then count me in.
Yeah.
As a side note, I went to check out Armchair Stream, and we are mentioned as one of the 3 pillars of drama tubing.
Hell fucking yeah.
Fuck yeah.
He mentions people that present themselves as news, people that present themselves as community advocates, and people that present themselves as like the heels.
Are we the heels?
We are put in the heels category.
I'm okay with that because I can be a good heel. Hell fucking yeah. For the person that asked in chat, if you want to donate money to the stream, the best way to do that is either through Super Chats, or there's a link in the YouTube description for Streamlabs donations. And Streamlabs donations, I get all but the processing fee. If you go through YouTube, I lose 30% from YouTube. So if you're looking to donate monetarily to me, those are the 2 best ways to do it. Or if you want like a monthly reoccurring thing, you can become a member on the channel. It's a great zombie movie thriller. Yeah, we're going to have to watch it at some point. Because now that it sounds like Nick Rekieta really likes it, I definitely want to see it. Oh, I can't wait to listen to that stream tomorrow, Mizu.
I'm going to eat my cat.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that.
He's being really cute, though.
Oh, fair enough. Let's see here. Weird shit just for documenting. The next piece of paper is a letter from the county, the Department of Environmental Services. It's something about a building or a shed or something. Next thing is the signed anime pic that looks exactly like this. Next is an autographed picture of Eric Rowland. It's signed, here's looking at ya, Nikki. Nikki. At some point, I want to re-look at the...
Absolute cringe.
Well, okay, so the word Nikki is a lot funnier if you watched the Medicare streams where Nick Rekieta is reviewing the Montagraph stuff. And that is a stream I really want to do because those are some funny... That's some funny stuff. I'll pull you on and so that you can watch that, but that stuff is really good. That's really good. Let's see here. I'm starting to have many issues with the whole thing. Why don't we have the video? Because the county is like not gonna give it to us. It's just not gonna happen. You'd have to scroll back for the official thing, but basically the TLDR is it was never really admitted into evidence, and because of that, it's not something that the public is probably ever gonna get. That's like the very short and sweet kind of deal with it, but chances are you're never gonna see it.
Used in court and added officially to because there was a tweet that Nicholas Rekieta tweeted out and said, "Sorry, Josh." And it looked like an amendment of like people are like have asked me a couple times what's Mendes. Mendes is like the legal version of the Dewey Decimal System. It's a closed system that has shitloads of case law, documentation, stuff like that. It's how court handles evidence, documents, all that stuff.
Yeah.
It was initially entered into Mendes. ready to be utilized for proving that actually, I believe it was Defense who actually submitted it. So Rekieta actually initially submitted it to be viewed when he thought he was going to challenge the, like he was actually going to fight these charges. Then he ended up pleading guilty. And pleading guilty means that these documents, this evidence built to prove in the affirmative whatever happened, it was ever actually utilized or submitted and therefore not reviewed or confirmed to actually be factual. And so it would be improper of the courts to release this because it didn't go through its vetting procedure because it wasn't used. So they can actually confirm if the body cam footage has been altered or not. They have to alter it anyway if they were to release it. There's just a bunch of things in the way that basically means that Rekieta got away with getting this footage not released by pleading guilty and getting it sealed / removed on a technicality.
Yeah, pretty much.
And yeah, Minnesota is not a sunlight law state. So yeah, they cannot. It's not like Florida, where you can just get that info as soon as it drops.
Yeah. This is something that I didn't notice. This is kind of like a breaking news thing that I'm going to cover really quickly here. This is one of the reasons why I wish that Twitch would fucking remove actual people that promote terrorism, because now it looks like the ADL is... now, to be fair, I don't know how much power the ADL actually has these days. I feel like people are giving less and less stock to it. Yeah, I would say about none. I don't think anything is actually going to happen.
It had sway in court a little bit, but like it's never really had actual power.
Pretty much. But this is still kind of concerning to me. So, like, this individual says that Hassan's saying the quiet part out loud, saying that Hamas is good, which it's not, in my personal opinion. And it quotes this tweet from the 28th where he says, "There's no comparison between Israel and Hamas. One is a militant resistance comprised of orphan soldiers born into a 77-year occupation, the others in ethno-religious supremacist apartheid state with nukes doing genocide backed by the USA." So, like, basically, people are saying that Hassan is saying that Hamas is good. And now the ADL is calling on Twitch, YouTube, and X to take down Hassan Piker. They like... I'm very indifferent. I'm very fucking indifferent to this.
The ADL kind of sucks.
Like, look,
they do.
They do. They really do. Like, I get their mission. I get they're trying to do good. But the fact of the matter is they're little more than a group of people who believe in censorship for their own purposes.
Pretty much. And it's just like...
I don't like Hassan, but I don't believe that somebody... They're extremely racist. Holy crap.
Yes.
I wasn't going to bring it up, but yes, they are... Like, it's like elf levels of racist. Like the Almeri Dominion.
Yeah. He's likely going to go to jail. Who?
Hey, now...
Hassan? Hassan can't go to... Hassan hasn't committed any crimes. I mean... Yeah, I don't think Hassan has committed any crimes. I'm sorry, chat. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, no, he's not. That's just a wild statement from a live person.
Yeah. Anyway.
Put your shirt back on, Nicholas. We don't need to see that.
Anyway. That was just a short aside that worries me slightly. It's not worrying me that much because I don't think
that would be weird.
I don't think that, like, they have the same sway as they used to. But anyway.
The ADL has gone after gamers and stuff. Like, I looked up the Hassan statement, like, where the ADL CEO called him out directly. And when I looked it up on Google, like 3 years ago, 6 years ago, 9 years ago, 10, like, every few years, they basically say gamers are the problem and they need to be silenced. I'm not joking. So it's more of just that.
Yeah.
They just now can put a face to the name instead of just saying in general, oh, gamers, oh, gamer rhetoric. Now they can point and go, Hassan Piker, the gamer, which he's not, but hey, they don't care about that.
Pretty much. Anyway, we'll jump back into this here, chat, because that's what you guys are here for. Thank you, by the way, everybody, for being here. If you would, make sure to leave a like on the stream. See if we can get to 100 likes before the end of the stream. There's almost 200 of you here, so if every one of you hit it, that would be very much appreciated. Anyway, let's get right back to this. Let's see. It has a lipstick print on it and says, P.S. Look here, with an arrow pointing to the button area of his shirt. I tried to do an AI version. This is the best I could do. Okay, so there are some pictures that this person included that we're not seeing here. Let's see here. Next is a piece of unopened certified mail to Kayla with the writing on the envelope. He then finds a cardboard box with question marks drawn on it in marker. He opens it. Inside, there's a ton of shredded paper. He rummages through it and finds something that he thinks it might have been a big shroom. He asks the other cop, and the cop says no. The officer promptly smells it and then puts it back. It wasn't visible on the camera.
Shroom.
Yeah,
You can't.
it wasn't visible on the camera for very long. 10, 12, 46. I'm guessing those are just individual seconds there. What the fuck? Another cop comes in. He has a safe that he found underneath the bathroom sink in the master bedroom or bathroom. It's a briefcase type safe that's locked, but it has part of a baggie hanging out. They were able to test the part that was sticking out, and it tested positive for cocaine. Oh, lovely. The officer leaves to go look/ask for a key. He gets a quick phone call, then asks Kayla for the key. She is with 2 family service workers. He tells her, we need a key or we're going to have to break it open. She says she doesn't know where it is. 10:14, 41, they go outside. The kids are still sitting on the ground. The cops walk behind the vehicles and break open the safe with what looks like a pry bar and mallet. The safe is full of drugs, paraphernalia, and baggies. They take a photo and say, let's get it to a better location. Yeah, I assume that's where all of the drugs would probably be held. Let's see.
Well, and here's the thing. When it comes to a search warrant, specifically for them looking for a controlled substance, that means like where you could reasonably hide a controlled substance, which means it gives them right to basically cost your whole house.
Pretty much.
Because you can hide drugs anywhere.
Pretty much. On their way back to the house, another officer mentions that the grandparents are on their way. They take the safe to a small bathroom, place it on the toilet, and open it. There's a baggie that says KKK on the outside. They surmise it's ketamine. What the fuck, Rekieta?
I don't, lie. Just why? Like, that's real. I mean, I guess if you're already knee deep in the druggy lifestyle, like, why not put KKK on your baggie?
Yeah.
You freaking maniac. What the hell, man?
Mm-hmm. There's a digital...
He thought it was edgy.
I guess so. There's a digital scale.
He did.
Yeah, there's a digital scale. Snort tubes and a metal piece that looks like a crack pipe and another metal item that looks like a spoon without a handle. He asks for another cop and says this is insane. His glove rips and he needs a new one. He says he thinks one is ketamine and then bites are either Molly or LSD. They start man, Rekieta just has a bit of everything. What the fuck? They start documenting the evidence. There's a baggie. There's the baggie that was sticking out of the safe, which tested positive for cocaine. There's also some cards and a rolled up dollar bill. They find a large corner cut with white powder. There are Ziploc bags containing smaller bags. One of them has a KKK written on it. Another Ziploc contains multiple small bags with powder. They find a digital scale, a metal pen or container, 2 snort tubes, and 2 cutters. 10:24 to 10:48. Studio search. Gun safe. Kayla's return. 10:24. Officer Pomplin goes back into the studio. A cop tells him they didn't search the stuff that's covered in dust since it obviously hasn't been touched recently. One of them says there's a lot of weird stuff down there, like a bunch of pencil shavings. Pomplin says this is his hangout. I can't hear what the other cop says, but Pomplin responds, because you can't do it with your girlfriend and wife, I guess. I don't know. Oh, no.
Jesus.
No. Oh, man. I don't think I would say, man. I mean, like, cops are typically pretty smart about what they say, but I don't know if I would say that as a cop, at least with the body cam on. Oh, gosh. 10:25. He's searching through the artwork that's leaning against the wall, including the cat painting. See a close-up of a lot of stuff that's usually behind Nick when he's streaming. They find a container or a box of something and say it looks like a cornstarch inside. Excuse me. Cornstarch inside. He starts going through all of Nick's collectibles, opening boxes and looking inside. He says there aren't other safes, ? A family service worker asks about collecting electronics for the kids and says they're going to grandma's. 10:32. Officer Pomplin goes into a room where there are lots of clothing racks with clean clothes hanging up. Kayla's in there with family service workers gathering clothes for kids. The officer asks about getting electronics from them. 10:33. Officer Pomplin goes into the garage. He finds out there's another safe and gets the equipment to break it open. 10:35. They open it. Inside there are guns and ammo. He takes pictures of all the guns and the rest of the contents. One of the cops starts looking around at all the boxes and totes of stuff. He asks how long they've been living there. Officer Pomplin says, a while. Yeah, the other cop says it looks like they have half unpacked boxes from moving or something. Pomplin says it might be April stuff. She said she's only been here for a month. 10:37. Someone walks through with a dog on a leash. 10:38. An officer comes in and says there's another safe in the master bedroom closet. Officer Pomplin asks him to bring it out to the garage. They bring it in and break it open. Inside there are Ziploc baggies, a rolled up $100 bill with white powder, rolling papers, a lot of THC cartridges, a scooper, and a small funnel. My gosh, this man is hiding a lot of drugs in his house. What the fuck? Is he like a dealer now? I know that like they almost charged him with like he had so much that he was like intending to
distribute.
Yeah, that's like something they almost charged him with. So I guess I see now why they said that. Holy shit. They're not sure what some of it is, but suspect fentanyl. They take pictures of it all. They leave the THC cartridges and don't put them into evidence. They say they'll test everything else at the station. Officer Pomplin starts documenting all the evidence in his report: drugs, paraphernalia, guns, and ammo. He lists them all out, including serial numbers on the guns.
Now, THC must be, weed must be legal in Minnesota.
I get, or the THC content itself, because I know that like some
They
states...
said they leave the THC cartridges and don't put them into evidence.
Yeah. I know that
THC
like...
is a psycho or active ingredient in weed.
Yeah.
So that means it would have to be the only way they would leave that, even if like it had to, if, here, and look, no click, instead of like sounding like a crazy person.
Oh, you're good, you're good.
It bears. Yep, legal, both recreationally and medically.
Hello.
Okay.
Back in
Hello.
2023.
Welcome. Are you here
Well,
to...
shalom.
Are you gonna help us read here?
I mean, I don't know about helping read, about listen, but
What? All right.
but yeah, no. And that's actually interesting when you say that, Ava, because I know I've seen like drug raids and busts around my area. And it's, weed and stuff, marijuana is illegal here, but if it's like around a hard narcotic, they get that too. So I'm wondering if that's just jurisdictional wise or just different state.
Well, that's the thing. I guess this was because this was state cops. They left it. But like, if this had escalated into like a federal investigation, they absolutely would have taken the weed too.
Well, it's tribal here.
If there was
also.
enough drugs, I'm surprised the DEA wasn't like put in, like brought in on this, because apparently, I mean, there's just drugs all over this fucking house.
Yeah, there's a lot of drugs. Again, with the they almost charge him with intent to
I mean,
distribute. It's
everywhere.
insane. Oh, goodness gracious. All right. Let's see. Let's continue on here. They discuss needing to do basic sweep of the kids' rooms and other bathrooms. 10:47. Kayla's mom arrives to pick up the kids and the dog. Again, you see the kids during this interaction. 10:48. Kayla walks in shortly after, looking strung out. She's wearing a backless shirt, and you see all of her back tattoos. 10:48 to end final sweep and personal reflections. 10:48. They come across a box with April's name on it. They open it and inspect the contents. They start going through the kitchen cabinets, focusing especially on the ones with all the pills and medicines. 10:51. They think they found needles, but realize they're actually syringes without needles. They kind used for administering liquid medications. They do a final quick sweep of the rest of the house. 10:55 a.m. Officer Poplin goes back into the master bedroom walk-in closet with another officer who debriefs him on where they found the previous evidence, like the bullet and the other safe. The other cops is in the back of the closet looking at the shelf, saying there's all kind of THC vapes and quote-unquote adult stuff. You can't see it from Pomplin's point of view, but it's clear these items are out in the open, easily visible and accessible to anyone who walks in, including the kids. And that does add, that's why I feel like the child endangerment was probably added. Let's see. 10:56.
Yeah.
Yeah. They announce that everyone else is gone and they start collecting stuff. 10:58. One of them brings up the incident where Nick threw the warrant on the ground. By 11 a.m., they all leave. Additional personal observations. So all of this is alleged stuff, and you can take it with a grain of salt. House is a very weird layout. The location of the master bedroom is especially concerning. It's very close to the main communal areas, make it easier for kids to overhear things they shouldn't, like sex noises, arguments, and adult conversations or activities. The messiest and most hoarded
Stupid.
areas.
This is all stupid.
No, I mean, like,
Sorry.
we'll read it. We will read it just for continuity's sake, but that doesn't matter. In my personal opinion, I think a lot of this personal opinion doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The messiest and most hoarded areas in the house are the ones the adults spend the most time in. The streaming setup is highly curated. What the viewers see on camera is a complete illusion. Behind the scenes, it's filthy, cramped, and chaotic. Not all of the drugs and paraphernalia were hidden. Some were left out in the open in areas kids could easily access if they were the inquisitive type, including the master bedroom, bathroom, and closet. It is heavy and honestly heartbreaking to witness the conditions the kids and the animals have been living in. The filth, the chaos, the presence of drugs and weapons create an environment no child or pet should be subjected to. The dog lives confined to the bathroom. At least one cat was seen in the home. And the children, they were not just caught in the middle of the search. They have been living in this every day. You can feel the weight of the reality in almost every frame of the footage. Even basic things like clothing and mail were scattered randomly. Important documents were mixed in with fan art, trash, and drug gear. Nothing was organized, and there was no sense of separation between adult items and areas where kids lived and played. Finding Nick's mom's prescription bottle alongside the cocaine paraphernalia raises bigger questions about his parents' role in all of this. Are they enabling it, turning a blind eye, actively involved? It doesn't matter. At the very least, it points to a serious lack of boundaries. At worst, it suggests a generational pattern of dysfunction. This doesn't matter. Holy shit. This does not matter at all.
Holy shit, I'm sorry. This is so disingenuous.
I was gonna
Ever
say
think that the junkie fucking stole their parents' fucking drugs? Like, oh my god. Like, you decide to go, this is a generational pattern of abuse. Fuck you. I'm sorry. But, like, almost this entire description was undermined by these personal observations.
By the way, Akko, you're fine if Lumi joins, right?
Yeah, I don't care if she joins. She's more than welcome to.
That's what I thought.
Here's my thing. It's like it's very easy for someone to, steal prescriptions from someone, especially from a parent. It's like, do we even know how old the bottle was? I mean, and as far as I remember,
Yeah.
Nick and his
there's
Nick's
a lot
parents,
of things.
Nick's parents doesn't even live with them. They live in Florida, don't they?
No, they live like no, they live I think it's a few hours away because they were close enough that they could just send the kids to the grandparents.
Something like that.
I thought
If they lived all the way down in Florida, that would not have happened.
I thought they had a house or something in Florida. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
They might have a house in Florida. Yeah, that would make sense. A lot of old people do.
Yeah. Yeah, like
That sounds so rude.
But I just it doesn't. It just sounds like more shit to throw onto an already big shit pile. I mean, we don't need any more shit. We got the classic that is one big pile of shit meme here already. We don't need anything else to taint it.
I agree.
No, I don't need this extra speculation.
I agree.
Like, the facts as they stand and as they were uncovered are damning enough without them, like, just saying random shit like this.
Yeah. Also, hello, Lumi. Are you a little praying mouse right now?
Huh? Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, are you live right now?
Yes, we're live right now.
Oh, huh.
Yeah, we're reading.
I thought we were just chilling in here.
No, we're reading the Nick Rekieta body cam footage notes because we didn't get the body cam footage, so we're reading the notes that somebody took who got to view it.
Oh, okay. Well, they're
Yeah.
probably gonna pop out because I thought we were just chilling. I
No,
can't
you're
listen to
good.
like 6 different things at the same time.
You're good. I appreciate your little presence, though.
All right, talk to you later.
Peace. Amal, thank you so much for the raid. You're welcome to jump in here if you want to enjoy this with us, by the way. You're more than welcome to.
Actually, I'm probably have to come back later if you're streaming live. I got someone who's wanting to play games and they're bugging me.
Okay,
So,
sounds good.
all right.
Peace.
Just with all these people that don't know you're live.
I don't know.
I know, it's kind of funny.
I did say in the general channel I'm streaming, but it's okay.
I mean, you would figure, Lumi's probably subbed to you on YouTube. You'd see that.
Oh, I know that
live.
she is. I know that she is. That's not that's not what I'm concerned about.
I'm said to so many people that, like, I had no idea when they're actually live. YouTube's notifications are broken.
You isn't that what happened that one time you came in my channel? It's like YouTube never gave me a notification you were live. It's like that happens all the time.
This is the first time. It was like the first time I'd ever seen YouTube actually show me you were live. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
But
Pretty
yeah,
much.
I'll let you guys continue reading. I'm sorry it was a brief deal, but I kind of promise us.
See you around.
All right. Peace, Sparky. Peace, peace. All righty. Let's see here. Yeah, I really don't like this framing here. It really, like, it hurts the, I don't know if efficacy is the right word, but
the reporting of the facts.
Yes, it does hurt the reporting of the facts. It makes me less likely to give it good faith when it comes to a lot of this. I mean, like, for the most part, I can believe a lot of the stuff I read, but a lot of people, when they get to this, will just be like, okay, it kind of sounds like you're just making up shit to make up shit, and I don't like that. And this just kind of, like, undermines it a lot.
When they mention a generational pattern of abuse, like Nick's parents must be enabling it. Fuck yeah, how would you even have any way of knowing that from a prescription model being here? Like, fuck you. Like, goddamn.
No, I agree. It's like,
sorry.
I feel like it could jump into, like, not defamation, but I feel like it's not a good look.
No, it's not defamation. It's just... And what I will give credit to, though, is that they separated or tried to. I know they didn't completely, but they did separate the personal observation. So you can pretty much take that line down and go whatever and wipe your pot with it. And they let you know that, which is nice. But their personal observations are also littered through their supposedly unbiased reporting of the facts.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, like, yeah, I do believe this is more believable than not. But, like, I just don't like how it's framed.
Pretty much. Because here's the problem. Rekieta can point to these comments and say, obviously these people are very biased. Look at how they're talking about me.
Exactly.
You have to put everything in question because of how these people talk about me. And that's just going to make people want the body cam footage even more. But anyway.
Yeah.
Next page.
Well, by the way, you guys have fun. I'm also gonna run away.
All right, you have a good one, Mizu.
Oh my god, nobody, they all hate us.
No, I love you guys, but I've had a long day.
Yep, hey, I hope you feel better,
No
man.
worries, Reese, you have a good one.
All right. Let's see. Despite the overwhelming drug presence and emotional weight of the scene, they kept their personal commentary to a minimum in terms of the cops. They didn't mock or escalate. In fact, given everything they encountered, it's notable how restrained they were. While the search could have been more even thorough, it would have taken significantly longer, and they seem more focused on securing the most critical evidence while minimizing disruption to the children who were present. All right, so final thoughts. I was not able to stop or rewind, so these are very off-the-cuff comments. The footage was a bit overwhelming. The house is so huge and cluttered that it is disorienting to watch. Also, the officer we follow must be in charge, and he is all over the place. He sticks in one room for a few minutes, then shuffles between them, so footage is all over the place. However, we hardly see the kids at all, and all the officers act very kind and patient with the family. Footage was taken at 5:23:24, and it starts at 9:11 a.m. Holy crap, that is literally like a year and 7 days ago. That is how long ago Nick Rekieta was arrested, by the way. Oh my gosh, holy crap.
Yep.
It's been a year, chat. It has been a year.
I will say, as far as, like, cases and convictions go, like, his case was less than a year total.
Yeah.
From when he was charged and when he pled guilty.
Yeah. By the way, chat, since super chats aren't being read out automatically by the system, I will go ahead and read them after we get done with talking about the footage and get to a pausing point. So if you read a super chat or you send a super chat, they will be read at a later point in the stream. It starts with the police car as the officers approach the house. There's a dirty cat house tower and filled with trash bags on... Wait, is this... Okay, yeah, this is still the same person, I believe. There's a dirty cat house / tower and filled with trash bags, brags on the patio. Officer sees the kids inside the house through the window. It takes about 6 knocks from the police on the door, yelling search warrant before someone responds. One of Nick's daughters can be heard saying that Daddy told her not to answer the door. As soon as the door is opened, it is a literal labyrinth of clothes and stuff. Hard to decipher where one room begins and another ends because of every counter and table surface covered in bottles, clothes, packages of food, and indicators of kids and their toys live there. There's not a lot of space to walk around the piles of stuff either. We find 2 females, April and Kayla, in the main bedroom. We have not seen them yet. 6-year-old, stated by the officer, keeps saying something about her dad kept telling her not to let them in as the police began to walk around the kitchen. The main room, kitchen, and dining room seem to be one big space, but again, hard to tell with the furniture cues since everything is so cluttered and covered. Kayla shows up with her arms up, a very dry voice. She seems lethargic and out of it. There's some kind of room. They walk by kids' room. It has a rainbow IKEA shelf on it. Nice. And it is completely flooded with junk and clothing. This room is an actual hoarder-looking room. There are a few moments where officers seem to be covering the camera with his hand. Hard to tell if it's on purpose or accident. Literally just shit everywhere as they move about the house. Just so many random piles of clothes. There is a stairway that has some kind of chair or love seat. It is the size of half a couch. Just turned... Okay, I believe this is the second person because this sounds like a different person's telling of the notes. Let's see here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Just turned over upside down at the bottom of the stairs. There clearly was done before the cops showed up. Not sure what that's all about. They have a big, fat, fluffy orange cat, though, and it's cute. 10 minutes in, and we still have not seen Nick on camera. That is kind of funny, though.
Hey, look. Any cat lover will agree with me that when a cat is cute, you gotta point it out no matter the situation.
I agree. The garbage is very cluttered. Looks like they just moved in with all boxes of stuff, given it's the garage. Though it honestly looks like the most normal room in the house. Lots of filled, packed luggage bags, too. The officer goes back upstairs, and we get a quick glimpse of one of the counters, and we can see food wrappers, bottles, a box of goldfish opened. At 9:23, we finally are outside, and we see Nick meekly showing up in the driveway, looking pissed, like he's about to cry, and arms folded. He has short cargo shorts on and that shitty Jamaican-colored tank. The cops go back in and starts getting supplies and gloves and start drug testing stuff in the main bedroom. A lot of this part of the video is just the cops gathering supplies and talking about their attack plan on the house because it's so large and has so much stuff. We are in the bedroom to test. There's a lamp on the nightstand that just has a random tube balancing on top of it. Very, very, very cluttered space with lots of shit. It's very important to note that the bedroom is right there in the main hallway of the house. You would easily walk by every day if you lived there. I say that because of all the shit they had in their room. Be very easily accessible to the kids. As you walk by the outside of the room, you can look right under the bed and 2 nightstands. The cops kept saying that the, quote, 2 adult females, unquote, were found in this bedroom together. Incredible amount of bottles and makeup products and clothes, booze bottles and water cups on the windowsill. The cops decide to go downstairs for a sec and give a quick scan of the stream room.
Outside, random aside, it'd be so funny. One of the rooms they open, there's 1,000 bottles of Diddy brand of baby oil.
Oh, that would be terrifying.
No, Rekieta, no!
No, Rekieta. No, Rekieta. You can't do that, Rekieta. Person writing this report clearly hates him. Oh, no, yeah, it's very obvious that the person writing this definitely hates Rekieta.
Oh, yeah, that's very true.
Like I said, chat, it's very rare that you're going to find somebody that, like, is just a
And
reporter.
Here's the thing, too, like, I gotta say, like, a house with 4 or 5 kids in it, like, that's gonna be a pretty messy house, like, reasonably speaking. Now, there's, of course, lines and stuff, but this is why, again, I would love to see the body cam footage for myself, as somebody who's worked as minors counsel, as somebody who's like had to determine what is what is an acceptable amount of mess and what isn't. I would really like to see the body cam footage because their descriptions can easily be pointed out as being hyperbolized, which means it's very difficult for me to believe them when they say the house is just shit everywhere. Like, what is it? Hoarders level? Is it? It's like, what are we dealing with here, really?
Yeah. No, yeah, pretty much. Even if bias is still funny, I guess. I was just looking for more itemized notes.
I laughed a few times.
Yeah, no, yeah. I am grateful the first report was definitely more professionally written because that is useful.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty much. Let's see. Cops decided to go downstairs for a second and give a quick scan of the stream room. We get a closer quick glimpse of the kitchen table just covered in stuff and loose documents. We enter the stream room and oddly the ceiling doesn't seem finished. It just has these latex brand sheets covering it. We head back upstairs to the bedroom. We can see shoes, garbage, and lots of clutter at the top of the stairs. They seem pretty dangerous with all the junk around the stairs. At 9:31, we see him swab around the pillow and it tests positive for cocaine. Then we see him pick up a black vial, looks like a lipstick tube, and when he unscrews it, we see white powder. The officer responds with, "Oh yeah," he takes a picture of it. The officer says there is measurable amount of cocaine in the bedroom. At 9:33, in the master bedroom, a measurable of cocaine. They also find a large stack of cash, according to them. Fucking hell, Rekieta. And
I
obviously,
mean, they're cops. If cops see a large stack of cash, I guarantee you it's probably a decent sized stack of cash.
yeah. I just am like, what the fuck?
And I don't know what it is with like lawyer friends I've known who just keep sacks of cash around, like 5, 10 bread and cash around the house. What are you doing? Well, that's a horrible idea. Just in case, like a little rainy day fund. Well, fucking hide it then, you maniac.
Are you saying you don't keep your lawyer cash around the house?
I'm an anarchist. I don't believe in currency.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Let's see. An officer then states that Nick is asking about probable cause. He wants to ask questions on probable cause. Main officer, we are following calls of Child Protective Services to the house. Senior officer who has been talking to Nick says that Nick feels, quote unquote, feels he's been hurt. When calling family services at 9:37, the officer says we located a measurable amount of cocaine and there are 4 children here. During this, we catch a glimpse at the main kitchen counter and it's just completely covered in booze bottles, even over by the sink. It's a bit dark and confusing in the main part of the house, and without pausing and rewinding, I have a hard time making specific objects out. At 9:39, we head outside to deal with April and Nick and finally cuff and arrest them. April is in a really slutty top. I do not try to call out fellow women for how they dress, but it really is inappropriate to wear around kids and married couples regardless of any other factor. And it is a black crop top that has a huge collar.
Fuck you. This is 9 o'clock in the morning. They just fucking woke up. Fuck you.
It's possible. No, yeah, I could agree with that. No, you're good. No, I believe that. The black crop top has a huge collar and is cut in the way that shows her cleavage heavily and her stomach is out. She has a huge piece of rock jewelry in her belly button as well. Okay. That's funny. She looks and sounds so dry. Honestly, it does not even look or sound like her. She actually looks like a Oh my fuck. Did you really need to include
Yeah. This is weird. This is fucking weird, man.
She actually looks like a tranny, just very dry and unhealthy. That's not what I think all trannies look like, chat. That's what this person is saying. For sure, out of it and on something. Honestly, might just be hungover. Her throat sounds like it's drowning in sand. I cannot express just how gross she seems and out of it. 9:42. She has read her rights and refuses to speak without a lawyer. We see her cooperate easily with the officers, and she gets handcuffed and out in the car with ease. We see the other officer cuff Nick, and he is not fighting either. April asks for some shoes because she is barefoot. They keep asking her what room she has been hanging out in. She mentions the main bedroom and kind of avoids the question. It seems obvious that she knew that her being in the bedroom with Kayla, where all the cocaine was would get her in big trouble. Nick does look still very pissed and arms still crossed before he is cuffed. The officer is very kind and heads back in.
I believe that.
No, yeah, for sure. I believe it too. Officer is very kind.
I've literally seen pictures of him in that pose with arms crossed. Like he looks like the freaking Enderman.
Yeah. The officer is very kind and heads back to get her shoes, which are just haphazardly places at the top of the stairs. As the officer heads back into the house, the fat orange cat gets out, and the kids who have been outside on the patio porch the whole time say it can go outside. We can hear a kind officer asks the kids about their pets to calm them down. They seem to be actually okay, no crying, and in decent spirits. I think Kayla is with them until a woman from Child Protective Services comes in. She is the one in the white and black striped shirt. 9:46, we are back in the main bedroom to keep testing stuff. The officer we are following seems to be the head honcho as he keeps moving in and out of every room, making the calls and shots throughout, so we are often just walking and saying stuff. As he enters back into the bedroom, another officer mentions that they have found quite a bit of edibles in the room. They don't state what kind, but it can be assumed weed. If you do not know, they have edibles for shrooms, molly, and other mixtures that are actually easy and common to get, but also gummies just being accessible in bedroom bothers me. At 9:47, the officer finally tests the black vial.
I'm sorry. Dude, that was way more information than is available to the average person regarding drugs and their delivery method.
No,
Something tells me you know this from personal experience. And you kind of like, you shouldn't have done that.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up there.
when not giving their own unwarranted opinions, these two reports are nearly identical so far. Pretty much. Let's see. At 9:47, the officer finally tests the black vial, and it's an instant blue swab. Cocaine right there on the bed stand. You could see it from the hallway. He continues to shuffle through the stuff on the bed stand, but the angle makes it a bit difficult to see exactly what is testing and touching on the stand. Then an officer tells him they found the rifle under the bed. Let's see.
Yep, that was the gun I was thinking of.
The main officer heads out of the bedroom again, and we see a female officer taking care of Kayla, getting her ready to be dressed and sent to jail with the others. We go back to the bedroom, and we see the rifle in its box on the bed. The box is literally just a cardboard box, and the fun is just sitting in with its styrofoam. Not locked up at all, and it's a huge rifle. At 9:50, we hear an officer say that they found 2 spent casings in the bedroom, found a snort tube on the nightstand, test positive for cocaine, and it's the first piece of evidence bagged. 3 more pages, chat. 3 more pages. There are some open drinks and tubes on the bedstand. The black vial is bagged up as evidence. 2 credit cards in the name of April are found, and both the snort tube and the black vial were found right at the top of the cards. At 9:54, we hear them say that someone named Celeste had their medication right on the bedstand, literally right next to the cocaine vial, snort tube, and credit cards. The officer moves down to search around the floor, around the bed, and stand, and we see that the bedstand has actually been the red fridge Nick has been bringing around the whole time. He opens it, and I can only make out some jars of jam on the door from the angle, so food was there for sure. Food and meds on the top of an easily accessible stand next to the cocaine. There is a white stuffed animal and hairbrush at the foot of the fridge next to the bed, so it does seem like the kids come in here. Given that there are a few toys around the floor, there seems to be a small laptop also stuffed in the space between the bed and fridge, and the light looks like it's on. There's no comment on this by any officer. The rifle number is, I'm not going to read that, it has multiple magazines with it, and the bedroom, says one of the officers. At 10, we hear them say that they found even more edibles in the bedroom. They confirm again that the rifle was found under the bed. One of the officers pulled out a metal funnel vial object that is found with another glass vial with some kind of white powder on it. This was found in the shelf under the TV in the bedroom. They test the white powder, and there is a faint blue on the swab, and the officer indicates that this means this could be a mixture. He bags it for evidence. Let's see here. 10:03, they find some weed pipes and test it for drugs.
I'm so sorry, but has multiple magazines with the capital. Like, I'm getting anti-gun from this readout.
You think so?
Especially, and the rifle is huge. Yeah? With 22 casings? No, that was a 22 rifle. I guarantee you not very big.
Fair enough.
Just a couple of ways that they phrase, and then regarding the guns, I don't think they're a fan of guns.
Probably not. I don't know.
I'm just saying, like, it has multiple magazines, multiple ways of killing so many people. So I'm adding way more to it than I should. But when you are ready to document or you're reporting out something like that, your use of capital letters is extremely important. So to highlight something like that is going to tell the reader something, and this tells me that this person has a big problem with the fact that guns were found on the property.
Yep. Let's see here. An officer comments at 10:04 in frustration that there is just so much stuff in here. The main officer tells them to be mindful of needles, and he now believes it could be a possibility. They're just continuing to dig through all the shit on the floor. There's a big luggage case that he opens up and is completely packed with clothes and objects. Suitcase was already under a huge pile of clothes that he pushes off of it. At 10:06, the officer decides to split up the team. He's leaving the bedroom to the others, and he wants to go down and test Nick's studio. One of the officers calls it a little layer, LOL. They also find April's purse in the bedroom. We head downstairs to the studio at 10:08, and we also cross paths with the Child Protective Services woman. There is a very cluttered and full library right before you enter the studio. There are 4 monitors with the Joker painting tucked behind them, out of sight, LOL. And they are still on, and it looks like he ended some stream. Very full cluttered shelves that the officers dig through. They oddly find random $5 bills through this junk. It looks like some of them might have been dollar origami, but some of them were just stuffed into cups or pen holders. The officer tests. That is not how you spell test. The officer testies a few things he finds, but nothing suspicious besides tons of bottles and trash seem to be in there. One officer does find some baggie of weird stuff. They guess maybe cloves of pepper. The main officer thinks it might be a whiskey starter. Then an officer brings a big metal safe down at 10:12, and they say they found it in the bathroom. We can see a dirty Ziploc baggie poking out of it. The officer says that he will deal with it in a bit, and they go back upstairs. At 10:16, we are just rummaging through black shelves and testing random bits, but nothing is really down there. At 10:17, the officers...
I'm wondering why the cops were thinking that this pepper bag saying cloves or pepper is a whiskey starter. Was there still around? Because whiskey is a spirit. It can't be made like mead or wine or anything else. Like, you need to distill it. So why do they keep saying whiskey starter?
It's a good question. I don't know.
Because it's illegal to make whiskey.
It is? Is that like a heavily regulated thing?
You can't just, you need to be, no, big time. Big time. You can't just decide to make whiskey. Like moonshining is still illegal.
Right.
You have to be permitted and licensed for that shit. And so, like, I don't know. It just seems weird to me they keep calling it whiskey starter. I'm like, is there evidence that this person's brewing whiskey? Like, that's very obvious on any property that that's happening. Well, beyond a bag of fucking starter.
Are people in my chat arguing? If I need to mute some of you guys, I will.
I did warn chat in chat. What? That was weird. I warned chat earlier. Remember, keep it civil. If you don't, I will send the Duolingo report after you, and it won't be about you missing a lesson.
Yeah.
It'll be about disappointing me. And trust me, the punishment is way worse.
Yeah, just if you need to, mute people first and then like ban them from the chat, because I'm not like
what blow. Well, I'm not actually gonna unless somebody is actually like crazy. I will mute them first and then ban them. It's like after the mute, they like keep going. Like it's an exploratory thing. I know.
Yeah.
I'll make sure that there's an aggravating sentence before I just start banning people.
Yeah. Anyway. Anyway. Yeah, like my apologies, chat. Like I am like going through and poking at some of the spelling mistakes, but it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna poke at some of these spelling mistakes when I see them, just because, like, you know, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, dude, you watched the body cam footage. Man, for all intents and purposes, like, you should have framed this like a court reporter would. I like the first one a lot more because it felt more like that. But this one's just, I mean,
at least
honestly,
spell check.
I don't have the criticism I had of the first. Well, yeah, at least spell check, and like the criticism I had of the other one, like imbuing their personal opinion with like this person's doing now way fucking more. Like the other person's a fucking saint compared to this. Like this is way more colored through the bias of the writer.
Pretty much. All right. We've only got a few pages, chat. Let's see. 10:16, we're rummaging through black shelves and testing random bits, but nothing's down there. At 10:17, officers with the safe returns and ask for help with it. We go up to a small red bathroom on the main floor. I have to assume this is the main bathroom everyone uses when they don't need to shower, and the safe was found in there. The officer says it was under the sink, but the sink is one of those pillar sinks, so there's no bottom. I wonder if it was just tucked to the side. Safe is opened, and the contents are spread across the top of the toilet for testing and evidence collecting. We can see a scale, blue snort tubes, and very dirty Ziploc bags with cards and powders in them. At 10:19, he tests the cards and bag in one of the Ziplocs, and it tests positive for cocaine. And now we start bagging all the objects in the bathroom sink and calling them out as evidence. My computer screen is getting worse, unfortunately. So we may, I am still planning to cover some other stuff after this chat, but like, I may have to cancel tomorrow. We'll see, because I do have a collab tomorrow, but I may have to cancel tomorrow's stream if this screen continues to get worse, because I can't like do anything on it. Holy shit.
Oh man.
Anyway, evidence 8, large corner cut. This is what they call the large bag with a huge amount of white substance in it. He will test it when they get back, he says. Evidence 9, Ziploc baggie containing multiple baggies. One baggie has powder and has KKK written on it. Evidence 10, Ziploc baggie containing multiple baggies with powder. Evidence 11, digital scale. Evidence 12, metal object funnel. The officers are unsure, containing powder. Evidence 13, 2 snort tubes, plastic straws, and 2 cutters. After packing up all the contents in the safe at 10:23, we head back downstairs to the studio, continue testing. He goes through some drawers, and they are just packed with objects, loose documents. At 10:25, they continue to search through the library that is outside the studio room, and then we go back up to the bathroom, the double check for any evidence. We get a sight of a skeleton model that is just hanging out in the open space of the living room. We also see a dining room table by the windows just completely covered in junk and food packages. At 10:26, we head into a bathroom with a hot tub. Oddly, even though there's a ton of stuff in here as well, the floor is pretty clear of junk, and it is the cleanest of all the rooms. So many lotions and makeup products are all over the counters, and of course, more booze bottles empty and half full on the counter and windowsills. There are many windows in the entire house that have just booze bottles in them. At 10:30, we are still digging through the hot tub room. They head into some kind of laundry room, and it barely has any visible floor, just piles of clothes and filled laundry baskets. There's a hallway window, and there are 2 bottles of booze, and right next to them on the same windowsill are little teddy bear figures, sad. I cannot tell what kind of room we are in at 10:38, but it looks to be some sort of closet room or bedroom. It has shelves and more clothes. There's just a huge rack of so many adult clothes right in the middle. He digs through a random trinket box and finds another bullet inside that he takes as evidence. Louder with Crowder mug spotted at 10th. So he has a mug from he's a Crowder mug. That's funny. Let's see. At 10:36, we find another safe, and the officer searches for Kayla to get the code so they don't have to bust it open like he said. Then we head back to the garage, and right before it crashes on me, an officer says that they found 2 handguns hanging out in the garage, and that's like, yeah, I don't think this person is pro gun. It sounds like they're definitely they're very surprised by the handguns there. That's funny. It ended at 10:37:27 for me, and that chat is the body cam footage. Holy cow, I can't even see the computer screen barely right now. What the absolute fuck? This is actually like unbearable to look at right now. Give me a moment, chat. Again, like, you guys can't see what I'm seeing. Like, I'll just give you guys like a...
No, we can't.
You guys don't see it, and that's like...
The monitor has died.
Well, like, I mean, like,
and it's tried using the force to, like, maintain itself, but, like, it's losing the connection. Pretty much. I don't know. Guys, the monitor's like Tinkerbell. If you believe, nothing's gonna happen because it's fucked.
Oh, goodness, yeah. So...
I'm sorry.
You're good. So that's the body cam footage. Or not body cam footage. That's the body cam footage notes. I think for the most part, I definitely believe a lot of the stuff that was in the report. I didn't really appreciate.
I will say, if we trim out all the personalization there and hyperbolization, I will say that both reports pretty much parallel one another in terms of reporting.
Yep.
I didn't see any massive discrepancies between the two, which is nice that we do have one to compare to the other.
No, I agree.
I would just say, as minor critique for them in the future, maybe keep the personalization and the opinionated statements out of what is meant to be an unbiased reporting of what you see.
No, I agree. I 100% agree. I 100% agree. But yeah, that's all. That is the body cam footage notes, chat. Whether or not we will actually get the body cam footage, I after talking to Ava, I'm leaning more on probably not going to get the body cam footage. So these notes are probably the best we're going to get. Happen. Yeah, these notes are probably the best we're going to get.
I mean, if it did, that'd be cool.
It would definitely be cool. And I obviously before
I don't think it's going to happen.
The reason you can't distill liquor in most of the world is most spirits will kill you in the worst ways if made wrong. Rot gut is among the nicest afflictions you can get. No, I know that,
Yeah.
I know, I'm familiar.
It's a very, like, it's a skill that you have to develop, and you can fuck it up in so many ways.
Pretty much.
That can, like, you think a meth lab is bad? A still can be just as bad.
Well, can't it explode and harm people?
Explosive. Yes, exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
So in that way, exactly like a meth lab, it can explode and leave your trailer in freaking cinders.
Yeah, exactly. Chat, we're gonna read the super chats now. I've actually turned off my main monitor so that it can rest. Maybe the pixels won't be so dead by the time I turn it back on. If it is, once we're done with super chats, I am probably just gonna be done for the night, and I am probably just gonna have to cancel streams until my new monitor gets here, which is not really what I want to do, but it's probably what I'm gonna have to do so that I can because I can't work with this.
That monitor is sent to me quickly. I'm talking within a few days, so
Okay.
hopefully it'll do the same to you.
Well, let's see. I would probably have to miss tomorrow and maybe Sunday, but well, I wouldn't
It's
miss
possible,
Sunday.
yeah.
I wouldn't miss Sunday. It'd be more like
Do you have a Goodwill nearby?
probably. Probably.
If you go to a
probably.
Goodwill, just to see. See, I went to the Goodwill nearby, and they didn't have any monitors that were new enough. None of them had HDMI connections.
Yeah.
So, oh well. But it could be that they have one for, and we're talking $10, $15 for a monitor that might work and get you through until yours comes in.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate that it is. I mean, these monitors I did buy back in 2020, so they're 5
Somebody
years old.
did say if you have the monitor on a blank white page, that might help some of the bleed.
Well, I did have it just like a blank white page. Okay, let me see if I can do that.
Yeah, so
Let's see if I
like
can do
open up Paint, and then full screen it. There you go, blank white page. That might help some of the bleed. Yeah, you might be able to fix the monitor if you put a white screen on it for 5 to 15 minutes.
All right. We'll do that. And while we're waiting, I'm just gonna read the super chats here. I'm trying not to pay attention to the blinking screen. Alrighty. Sly for 5 at the beginning of the stream. Happy Friday, Yippee Gang. Gotta catch the VOD later. Have fun. Have a fun stream. Chat, make sure to like the stream. Yes, chat, make sure to like the stream. We're at 92 likes. So like the stream if you have not already. Octera, thank you for the 2. Slurmy. fucking octopus name. Thank you very much appreciated. Clint Beastwood for 5. Take my money, buy your screen. I'm just here to witness the downfall of a man I once admired. Point and laugh, kids. Point and laugh. Yes, point and laugh indeed. We are indeed here to point and laugh for sure. Super Iron Bob for 5. Pope hat sucked. Law Pope sucked. Hopefully the College of Law Cardinals pick up a better next Pope. I agree. I think the people that we have right now are decently good. Let's see. Avenged for 5. Get pregnant. Well, I don't know if that works, but we'll have to wait and see. I'll get back to you in a couple of weeks. I'm already my body's already kind of convulsing, but for different reasons entirely. Wolfsbane for 2. I would call it hyperbolic. Yes, I would. I agree. I would definitely call it hyperbolic as well. Lobert for 5. Listen, you, Akko. My therapist said I was owed a head pat for being a good yippie. I talked with the other yippies and they all said they agreed with me. All right, I will give you a head pat. I can't actually raise my head up, so I need you to imagine that you're actually getting one right now. There you go. I hope you enjoyed that. If you dip the monitor in salt water, it will stop blinking. It might also not display anything anymore. This is true.
Absolutely. No, it absolutely will not. That's the worst thing to do. I could spray fresh water on my electronics as long as they're not connected to electricity. Dry them out and freaking connect them. Not a problem.
Yeah.
Salt water? Nope. I don't care. You're done. Because the salt water is far more conductive and just it's erosive at the same time.
It'll short everything.
Don't put anything electronic in freaking salt water.
Yeah.
I lived on a sailboat for most of my adult life and part of my teenage life, so yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. And then Wolfsbane for 5. Mace Yippee, we allow you on the council, but do not grant you the rank of Yippee. Anakin Yipwalker, what? This is outrageous and unfair.
Stop it! No, stop it! Stop it! Because I'm gonna make a whole video on it. I've been so into these AI edits of Star Wars, and I could see that being a whole freaking scene. It's in my mind right now.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Yep. Okay. Any Hoosers? Any Hoosers? Any Hoosers? Well, chat, let's see. Let's check up on the screen. How's it doing? It is still just as bad, in my personal opinion. It's still just as bad.
It seems to be flashing "kill your family." I'm not sure if that's no. Yep. No, there's a okay. It's a okay. See you, chat. A demon is currently attacking my soul, and I had to use Jesus to fight it off.
Oh no. Okay. It is thankfully not bad enough that I
North
can
Korea
probably.
was right. Monitors do steal your soul.
Good enough. Good enough. All right. Here's what I'll say, chat. We're going to do this next segment. I'm going to try and give as much time as I can to it. No promise that it'll be that good, but we'll see.
All right. With this, though, I'm going to head out. Thank you so much for having me for the reading of those notes.
For sure. Very much appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed yourself.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. All right. I'll talk to you later, MommaOcco, and see you later, chat.
All right. Give me one moment, chat. Very much appreciated. Just give me a moment, chat. I'm going to just give it like a couple more minutes. You have to be patient. Oh, I know. Give me 1 second. Oh, goodness. Anyway. Yeah, so the next topic we're going to cover here is going to be... Oh, hi, Temp. How's it going?
Hi. I was waiting to see how long it would take you to notice. Which is significantly funnier with how low you have the little PNG.
Yes, it is kind of low. I mean, it'll probably be up further when I transition to the next screen. But how are you doing today?
Good.
Oh, yep, you're right next to the Yippee.
How's 33 going for you? Fine so far. I just started playing again.
Anyway, chat, the last topic we have for the night is Creator Clash. Let me make sure that I have... See, I'm going to be operating with the screen on and off at the same time. Oh, excuse me. Because I can just look at my streaming computer that is still able to do the screen. And I think what I'm going to try and do is just use my stream computer to navigate the screen.
Yeah, you can do that.
Oh, give me one moment. So we're going to be talking about Creator Clash chat. Because there have been some significant updates with Creator Clash that I feel like it is worth talking about at the very least for a few minutes. So when last we looked at Creator Clash, there were a couple of things that happened. They lost two of their biggest fighters. They lost Harley Mornstein, who was the headliner fight, and they also lost... here, let me see if I can find... There we go. They lost Harley Mornstein, who was the headliner fighter, and then they also lost... We're going to scroll all the way down here. They also lost Lena, who is the wife of AB, who is the guy that works on the Ethan Klein show. So very understandable why they lost those two individuals. Well, some more stuff has happened as of recent. I'm not going to spoil everything on this here, but more stuff has happened as of recent. We're not going to go to that one first. First thing that happened is LA Beast has dropped out of Creator Clash 3. So the guy that was supposed to fight Harley Mornstein himself is now dropping out of Creator Clash himself. And the reason that he cites is a laundry list of reasons. Multiple red flags, irreversible damage it can do to one's brand. And that's the other thing that a lot of these creators are going to start wondering is, if I participate in this, is it going to do irreparable damage to my brand as a content creator? Which, in my personal opinion, yeah, it would definitely do irreparable damage to your reputation as a content creator. Now, to be fair, some of the creators that are on the list for Creator Clash, it really doesn't matter, in my personal opinion, because they really don't have much of a reputation to do, or to begin with. So it's just like, it doesn't matter. But like, LA Beast is, in my personal opinion, making the right choice. Is he is stepping out. So like on the website, both of him and Harley Mornstein are out. But he is not the only one that has stepped out. The other guy that stepped out, I think his name is like Freddie Wong. He has also decided to step out as well. So he is no longer in the fight either. So they have, but let's see here. How many fighters do they have? Like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. They have 18 fighters and they lost 4 of them. They only have 14 fighters left. They only have 7 boxing matches worth left. And now they have to find 4 individuals to replace the rest of those individuals, basically.
4 individuals who don't care about their reputation.
Pretty much. Now, one of the individuals that is still fighting on it, who does not seem to care about her reputation in the slightest, is this individual. Their name is Jay LaRae. We're actually going to jump over to the site here. Where is she? She's one of the fighters. Here she is. So she's one of the female fighters that's fighting against another individual here. And she actually says that the iDubbbz content cop was a good content cop. The one that he did against Ethan, it was a good one. So we're going to sit here and we're going to watch this. Ooh, hold on. I'm going to pause my music here, and then we're going to make sure that you can hear that. I should be streaming now. There we go. All right.
That iDubbbz content cop on H3 yesterday, and you can't comprehend that that was a friend mourning someone that they used to know.
Okay, so right off the bat, I can agree that definitely iDubbbz was mourning that he probably lost a friendship. I also believe that everything that iDubbbz did in that content cop was extremely malicious and disgusting, and the fact that he made it, I don't like it. I don't like it whatsoever. So, yeah, I do think that maybe that's a tiny component to it, but it's a very heavily misrepresentative, just to say that's all that it was, in my personal opinion.
I think you're pretty much fucked at this point. And as someone who's on the edge of the alt-right pipeline in 2017, I'm really, 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 really proud of iDubbbz. I feel...
Okay, she's claiming she was on the alt-right pipeline like 8 years ago. Is she saying she's not anymore? It's just like, I don't care about that. That's not what this conversation is about.
I'm very proud to be an iDubbbz fan today. He is now the definition of, I have put the work in. I have not only apologized, but I've...
Oh, fuck. I can't believe that she's, like, saying that. That is so hilarious.
Put the work in to become a better person, not only in my...
Objectively, iDubbbz has become a worse individual over the last couple of years. He has, like, become such a former shell of himself. Like, here's the thing. You can get rid of saying the NF words, all right? You can get rid of him saying the NF words. That's completely fine. I wouldn't mind completely somebody no longer saying the N word and the F word. That's fine. But, like just saying that you are happy that he's degraded himself to the point where he looks like a fucking disgusting individual, it's, like, sad. It's sad. I'm sorry. So this is no, absolutely not.
My personal life, but online. And yeah, maybe the easiest thing you can comment under this video is that I'm biased because I boxed in that thing. But I know I'm not. I know that I'm a good judge of character, and
I'm not biased in the event I'm boxing in because I know I'm a good judge of character. Listen, if people know you, woman, all right, if people know you, Jay, they'll probably agree with you. But to the wider internet that's going to see this, and maybe she doesn't realize that like half a dozen commentary creators are going to talk about it, she doesn't realize that everybody's be like, I have no idea who you are, so I don't believe you, and you sound like a horrible person for saying shit like this.
I just know the journey that a lot of these people have been through on the internet. And out of everybody, I don't know. I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty proud, I guess. I don't know. Proud of myself.
I don't really like how she just keeps smiling like that. It's kind of scary.
And proud of the people who I still support.
That's a nitpick, though.
And proud that I can support them. Also, do you want to win a trip to Tampa to watch
my gosh.
Creator Clash 3?
Okay, so this was before they actually announced that the Creator Clash 3 was going to be like rescheduled. So we're done there. We're done there. We don't need to listen to the rest of that. That was really funny to listen to. I'm not biased even if they're paying me $20K. That's right, chat, because they were paying them a decent chunk of money to fight in this. So it's not actually in Tampa anymore, chat. Spoiler alert. They stopped selling well, I think they did stop selling tickets. I don't actually know for sure. But like there was a point when they lost a whole bunch of fighters and then a guy came out and said, oh yeah, Creator Clash 3 is being postponed to a date that we don't actually know. And a lot of people were like afraid because it's like a fighter is coming out and saying that. Not the organizers, but a fighter is coming out and saying that. So there's a lot of smoke, a lot of dust in the air. And then it was officially announced that Creator Clash 3 was being pushed back to October 25th, 2025. And it is not being held in Tampa, Florida, as the backdrop of the Creator Clash picture still shows. It is being held in the Hollywood Palladium Stadium in Los Angeles, California. So they are moving from one end of the U.S. to the opposite end of the U.S. a couple of months later. Apparently no refunds. So I have heard some mixed things on that. I have heard some mixed things from that. So let's see here. This was of yesterday. All right, this is of yesterday. From Ticketmaster here. So we are going to read this. We're going to read again, by the way, so follow the Eat account. Eat account is amazing. This is the Ticketmaster page for Creator Clash 3. Event canceled. Unfortunately, the event organizer has had to cancel your event. You don't need to do a thing. We will issue a refund to the original method of payment used at the time of purchase as soon as funds are received from the event organizer. It should appear on your account within 14 to 21 days. Please note, if tickets were transferred to you, the refund will go to the fan who originally purchased tickets from the Ticketmaster. So in-person tickets are being refunded 100%. That's something that has to happen when something is canceled with Ticketmaster, is they have to refund you. So all of the in-person tickets are being refunded 110%. You don't have to worry about that. Okay, so that's not something you have to worry about. I don't know how it works with pay-per-view stuff. I haven't really seen a whole lot with that. But like in-person tickets, 100% being refunded. The only thing that really sucks about this, and Temp, I'm curious if you thought of this, is do you want to know the kind of tickets that won't be refunded?
Which ones?
Plane tickets. Plane tickets won't be refunded because there's some people that have flights that are non-refundable.
Yeah.
And so there are people.
At that point, if the event is still refunded, but your plane ticket isn't refunded, take the trip anyway, and just have fun. Instead of that.
Yeah, I think. No, yeah, I agree. I agree. So, yeah, I think a lot of people are still going to be forced to go to Tampa with their tickets. And if they do have a ticket, they should go to Tampa. They should enjoy themselves. They should do something. I know some family that lives out in Florida, and they told me that the Tampa area looks really nice this time of year. So, hey, go enjoy Tampa. Just leave before the hurricanes come, because last year I heard the hurricanes in that area really sucked. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But if that's all that was, it would be a very short update. However, there's some more stuff that gets shared and thrown out there that forces some immediate clarification from Ian and Anissa that is extremely funny. And that is the payment structure for Creator Clash 3. Allegedly, this was just the payment structure for the third event. I don't know about the first two boxing events. We're going to get into what Ian has to say when we get there. However, this is from the Yeet account yesterday. Apparently, Anissa and Ian had allocated 34% profit share, so 1/3, in Creator Clash before detaching themselves from this year's event. That profit share will now be redistributed among the fighters following their departure. So we're going to read this here. Do the fighters get paid? Yes, each fighter receives a guaranteed purse to help cover training and preparation expenses. In addition, 20% of net profits from the event will be evenly split among all fighters. And a further 34% of profit share originally allocated to Ian and Anissa is being redistributed among the fighters following their departure. So originally, when Creator Clash 3 was put together, Ian and Anissa had decided that 1/3 of the event's earnings are going to go straight to them. It's just going to go straight to them. Which, I mean, like, I understand when you need to make money on an event just so that you can continue to do these events. Now, and don't get it mixed, chat. These are events with a charity element added on top of it. It's not a charity event. It's an event with a charity element placed right on top, as Ian had said the first year that this happened. All right. So I can understand that they want to make enough money so that they can keep the lights on, keep doing this, keep having fun with people. That's fine. 34% is a lot of money, though. Like, you have to understand, there's a lot of shit that goes into running an event like this. Like, they had to rent the Amelie Arena, which I heard is a gigantic arena. There's a lot of money that goes into getting these pay-per-views down. There's a lot of stuff you have to set aside. Marketing, well, they didn't do marketing, so maybe that's where a lot of money is saved, because they didn't do any marketing. But like, there's a lot of money that is spent, and there's employees that also have to be paid and compensated for this kind of thing. So the fact that they're taking a third of all profits is insanely massive to me. Like, I don't know how much they're making in the back end. I can only imagine. Like, I have absolutely no idea. They've refunded all the tickets, so maybe we'll never know. I have absolutely no idea. Maybe somebody, like maybe Nick DiOrio has like done the crazy thing to count all the seats that were sold by the end of the thing. I have absolutely no idea. I'm sure somebody has like autistically gone through every single seat and calculated the price for every single one. That doesn't matter. The fact that they were promised 34% before this change was made is insane to me. Insane to me. Because, like, I mean, like, we had no idea how much this event was going to make. I don't know, like I said, I don't think this was like the arrangement in the first event. But if it was, it is worth reminding people that the first Creator Clash made $1.3 million. If Ian got paid a third of that, that's nearly $500,000 that he got paid from the first event, which would, I guess, kind of make sense a little bit. I mean, like, again, like I said, there are some clarifications that Ian decides to add later down into this, but that's a lot of money that he just gets to make from the event. And it starts to make you wonder. It really starts to make you wonder. Because, again, this isn't a charity event. It can't be, because they have said it's not a charity event. But, like, it really makes you wonder where the money is coming from, or excuse me, what the motivations for it is. Because again, I'm fine with a charity event. Like, if they want to come out and say we're doing a charity event, they're going to take only as much money as they need to pay back the fighters and get the event rolling. That's fine. But like, that's a lot of money. Like, holy shit. But anyway, iDubbbz does offer a clarification statement, and yes, chat, that is his Twitter account profile image. To my fans / viewers. Serious. He has the serious tag on it. I want to clear up some things up now that Anissa and I are no longer part of Creator Clash. When I announced the Creator Clash 3 and its new business model, the communication wasn't clear. You don't fucking say. Looking back on my video and the current reaction, it's obvious it was too vague. It remains true that I earned a fight purse from Creator Clash 1 along with other fighters, and we did not profit at all from Creator Clash 2. After Creator Clash 2 failed to raise any money for charity, we knew it was time for a different business model. We restructured so that the funds for our charity partner would be raised on Tiltify, separate up and apart from the actual event. There's that charity element I'm talking about. We then decided that this year we would take a profit share from the for-profit side of the event should the for-profit side of the event succeed. I feel sorry for any confusion that Anissa and I had caused. We know the event is in good hands now and wish it all the success. What he's saying here, chat, is in Creator Clash 1, he took a purse. That's completely fine because he is a fighter. You know, he got his shit kicked in, so he does deserve some money for that. Creator Clash 2, it sounds like he didn't make any money because nobody made any money except for the fighters, basically. And in year 3, he transitioned to a model where Tiltify is where all of the charity money went. I haven't actually checked the Tiltify. I imagine that the Tiltify money isn't going to be returned, that it's just going to go to charity. I have no idea how much money it's made. People have like rotated numbers around with me and all that kind of stuff. But like the Tiltify money is going to go to charity. So hey, that's good. That's good. We're getting money to charity at the very least. That's nice. I'm glad. I'm really glad that some money's going to charity. But he did basically admit that like they were going to take a cut from the for-profit side. And that's 34%. That's a ton of money though. And again, we have no idea what the for-profit side of Creator Clash was going to be. But like that's just insane to me. It's insane to me. Anyway. A video dropped on their YouTube channel from the new guys of the new owners of Creator Clash, or the new runners of the show. And so we are going to watch that, and they will talk about, my guess is that they're going to talk about some of the new details for the show. And there are 3 new faces for this event. You're going to recognize one of the faces very quickly, I feel like. Some of them are also probably not going to be so recognizable. First one is Alana Pierce, who I have heard that name before. Second one is Ego Raptor, or Aaron Hansen. And the third one is Ethan Nestor, who I'm pretty sure I've heard the name of before, but I don't know who he is. So let's watch.
Yeah. It like started out with like such a positive mission statement. That's why I wanted to be involved in the first place. Like it is like such a cool idea. A bunch of creators getting fit.
Yeah.
Look at him. Look at him. He is like got such a shit-eating grin. Oh my gosh. I don't know how much Aaron wants to be here, but this is hilarious.
Punching each other in the face, and it's for charity. Like I feel like it just, the message is so inherently positive that it's a shame that it became this dramatic internet thing that it never should have been, and I'm just very glad that attempts are being made to fix all that.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest questions that people have is about how the event was run in the past and what is going to be different about it now.
Okay, so I did hear that like they did do soft throwing under the buses of Ian and Anissa, which if they do, that is massively funny.
Because obviously the first year was crazy successful. There was over $1.3 million raised. And so that was incredible. Second year, we upped the stakes, we made it a little bigger, and unfortunately it did not pan out in the way that we wanted. And there was no money raised for charity, which was so heartbreaking, like especially like fighting in it, putting all of that time and energy into doing this thing. And like I know for a lot of us, especially you, Alana, you are always doing charity stuff, and to put yourself in the ring to fight, a big reason that we did it was because it was like, okay, it's for a good cause, it's for charity, and then when you go...
Again, I don't think anybody told these people that Ian and Anissa said that it was a charity element. I think that they definitely regret saying that so far back now, because that's all people are going to say, is that this was not a charity event. This was a event for famous people, or like semi-famous YouTube listers to go to, and there would be charity added on top to make it look good. But I think that like moving forward, like, okay, chat. So the way I kind of look at this is there used to be, this is something that you only know if you like really are deep on the internet. There used to be, well, there still is a charity, a trans charity on the internet called Trans Lifeline. Trans Lifeline is a charity where if you are a trans person in crisis, you can call this hotline and it would help you and assist you in being able to walk basically away from the edge. It was very serious and very, very big deal, basically. And the owners of Trans Lifeline did not manage the event did not manage the not event, but the charity at all. Well, period. And so eventually they were ousted out from their own charity because they had turned out that they were stealing money, or allegedly stealing money from the charity. And because of that, they were forced to leave, basically. And now that they are out of the charity, I still personally don't trust it, because any charity that has people at the top that like steal money or allegedly steal money, that it has dirty fingers in it already. But it is allegedly doing better now. They actually hire real people. They actually have real training. They actually have stuff that they're going through. So it's technically better. And that's exactly like what's going on here when it comes to Creator Clash. Like the original owners, Ian and Anissa, they were too dirty for the event, basically. They were not good enough for the event to happen. And so like them leaving is going to, it's not going to help as much as I feel like some people want it to, but it is going to allow the event to continue on and have a more fighting chance, I guess you could say. So we quote unquote, we up the stakes. Ethan is saying that implies that he helped with Creator Clash 2, which if he did, then why is he in charge? I don't know. I mean, like, here's the thing. It was alleged that the people who helped out with Creator Clash 2 took over for Creator Clash 3. So that means that if that's true, that's these people. So yeah, it sounds like they fucked up and now they're like, oh, well, maybe now we're going to scale it back. Here's my thinking. They're taking it, I'm assuming, to a smaller arena. My hope and prayer is that by them taking it to a smaller arena, by reorganizing the date, by allowing people to buy tickets at another time and place, maybe they can convince people that, oh, they're different. The problem is they're not really different. They had their hands in the pie that was spoiled for the last event. So I don't know how much people are really going to take it seriously, in my personal opinion. I really don't. It's really just, it's complicated. It's really complicated.
This is why I don't donate to charities, period.
I don't either. When I was Mormon, I only donated to, I only did tithing, but that's it. I'm very iffy on charities.
There are so many events that, like, morally, I have wanted to support. You know, Extra Life or like the other, like the one the Runaway guys do, or at least did. Because, you know, morally, objectively, those, you know, did a good thing. I just can't trust the people in charge of the events, in charge of these foundations.
Yeah.
Because if my money's not going to what I'm donating it for, why am I donating it?
No, I agree. I 100% agree. So, yep. I agree. Having now checked, turns out he was a fighter in CC2, never cared for the event, so I never watched it. Yeah, it's just, I don't really trust these people that much more, because if these people helped to run the event last time as well, they're not good. I don't think they're really that good. So,
go and do it, and no money is raised for charity. That sucks.
Yeah, I've been pretty candid with you about this, Aaron, about like how disappointed I was and how like burnt I felt by it. And I was talking to a separate fighter who's not in the room about this just yesterday. It was like, you work so hard. I had a family member who was in the hospital with cancer at the time, and the thing that like kept me going, that stopped me from quitting and just going to be with them, was I was like, this is for charity. You're raising money for charity. You're raising money for a good cause. You got to keep going. And it was so hard. And then when I found out that we didn't, I think I cried. Like, I was so disappointed that.
Yeah, there we go. And there we go. Don't donate to charity. Yes, my opinion is don't donate to charity. I mean, like, Tiltify is probably the closest thing you're going to get, in my personal opinion. And I'm going to be honest with you, chat. That's really about it for right now. Okay, so here's the only other update here. When it comes to the pay-per-view tickets, here's what we got here. Pay-per-view tickets will still be honored for the new date. So if you bought a pay-per-view ticket, you can still use it to view the event when it comes up on the 25th. However, if you prefer a refund, those will be made available for all pay-per-view ticket holders. My assumption is going to be you're going to have to ask for that. So there you go. So it sounds like people are going to get refunds if they really want one. But for the most part, that's the update with Creator Clash. That's it for Creator Clash right now. And I'm going to assume that all of the commentary community are going to continue to look at the little details. They've got way more resilience than I do. Just like Chud Logic, I'm just like, I really feel like there's over milking going on here, and I feel like there's nothing really. It doesn't matter. It really just doesn't. So, you know, whatever. But anyway, that's about it for Creator Clash. So,
how's your display doing?
It's doing better now that I don't have pure white on the screen.
Fair.
But yeah.
Now, here's the question. Do you want to talk about what's going on with Karina now?
No, I would
or
like
on
to talk
Sunday?
about Karina Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm letting you know that is a half an hour video,
That's fine.
but it's going to be worth it.
Well, how much else do we have on
Oh, you mean all the shit Nintendo pulled this week?
I wasn't really
Okay.
paying attention to Nintendo this week. What did Nintendo do this week?
So people were able to get some Switches early,
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah.
and you can't use it until the launch date. So it is a brick immediately.
I heard about that.
Yay! There was one thing that I deleted because the tweet was gone. So
Oh, really? Did you save it
Yep.
or?
no, the point of the video or the tweet was this guy went to Japan and he left. He took his Switch with him and he left his Switch Lite at home. But he had Doom 2 loaded up on his Switch Lite at home through the virtual game card system.
Yeah.
So he couldn't load it up on his Switch in Japan because he didn't move the virtual game card from his Switch Lite to his primary Switch. And apparently, while it started looking awful, people in the comments were like, "Hey, this is how you fix that." So I think he saw those and then deleted it.
Oh, I see.
Because if he didn't know about that and he wanted to report on what's going on, that's one thing. But if it was clout, that's another. We don't know which one.
Yeah. A $450 brick, a $450 brick.
Oh, it got even better today. Literally got even better today. Walmart is canceling pre-orders.
What?
Uh-huh.
Why?
They're saying it's a payment issue. Why are they telling us it's a payment issue now? When we could pre-order it last month.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. This is great. Chat, we got a lot to talk about on Sunday. I'm so excited.
Me too. Me too. Anyway, chat, before my computer before my screens decide to have an aneurysm again, we're going to finish up super chats and then I'm going to be done. Sounds like Armchair is going through another 10-hour stream, so I'm going to give you guys to him later tonight. Or just tonight.
That's too much drama. I'm good.
What, Armchair? Oh no, Armchair's going great. Fantastic.
No. 10 hours of it.
Oh yeah. I mean, like, that's his thing, though.
That's brain rot at that point.
Yeah, but he does it like once a week. That's it.
Okay, fair. It's okay, fair. For me though, that's too much.
Fair enough. Once again, chat, I would like to thank everybody who contributed to the brand new computer screen. It is chilling out a little bit, so I might be able to use it tomorrow if I leave it alone. But like, yeah, I'm definitely getting a new one. Enjoy the new monitor when it comes in. Yeah, hopefully it comes in a couple of days. I hope I'm home when it comes in. That's a monitor.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That would be nice.
Yeah. Anyway, let me go through the last of the supers. Magma, thank you for for gifting a membership. Very much appreciated. Wolfsbane for 2. Good on Freddie Wong. I loved his videos growing up. I don't know really much about Freddie Wong, but anybody that drops out of Creator Clash is a good, in my personal opinion. So, yes. Let's see. And then Wolfsbane for 2. Goal, don't know if we'll be good with monitor issue though. What was the goal? Chris Chan documentary. Oh yeah, that's not gonna be tonight. That's gonna be another night. I think we'll probably continue Chris Chan. See, the thing is, I have Chris Chan as like a background thing for. I even had like more DSP for tonight, but I can't. No more. I can't react tonight. It just won't work. Happy to donate for my favorite streamer. Thank you. I very much appreciate it. I'm glad I can be a favorite streamer. I will remember you when I become a 4-view. I promise. But no, I deeply appreciate that, and I appreciate chat. You guys chat. Like, even if chat didn't donate, I was probably going to like get something. Probably not as like expensive as this, but like I was not going to go without at least the screens I have.
I mean, worst comes to worst, you could have just swapped your secondary display with your main display.
Yeah, no, that's true. I could definitely have done that, and it would have been annoying because the secondary display is where I keep other stuff, but I could have done that for sure.
Yeah, it would have been annoying short term. In fact, you could still do it short term until the new display comes in.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, I'm going to send you over to Armchair because he does endorse Under the T, and by extension, that means me. So that's pretty cool. Armchair's a pretty cool dude. I really enjoy him. So, well, unfortunately, he's not on Twitch, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think he streams on Twitch. It's very fair. If you're on Twitch...
Gator's live on Twitch, though.
What is it? Just Gator Gaming?
The Gator Gaming. Or Gator Gamer. Discordia is also live. So is Razor.
Hold on. Where is Discordia?
There's options.
Am I not following Discordia?
Yeah, I realized I wasn't earlier too, and I ended up following Discordia when I was like, why am I not doing that?
Either way, chat, I'm sending you over to Discordia on Twitch. On YouTube, you're going to Armchair. Thank you, everybody, so much. Make sure to come back tomorrow, and we'll see about tomorrow. Yeah, we'll see about tomorrow. But other than that, you guys are fantastic. Have a good rest of your evening.
Night, chat.
And we'll see you then.